My child, I am here with you in this moment, standing on the threshold between who you once were and the person I am shaping you to be. The echoes of your past may still whisper in your heart, the memories of mistakes, failures, doubts, and perhaps a shadow of regret that clings tightly like an old garment. But hear me now beyond the noise of those echoes. You're not who you were. This is not merely a phrase. It is a declaration of divine truth, a promise etched into your soul by my own hand. You are being transformed from the inside out, and though the journey may feel difficult, confusing, or even painful at times, it is moving you toward the fullness of my design. I see the struggle within you, not just the visible battles with the world, but the silent ones in your spirit, where whispers of inadequacy and unworthiness stir like restless winds. Yet, my beloved, this tension is a sacred fire, refining you, burning away the dross so that my light within you may shine more brightly. When you look in the mirror and feel weighed down by who you once were, remember this: I am the weaver of new beginnings. I take the broken threads of your past and weave them into a tapestry far more beautiful than you could imagine. You are not static, fixed, or defined by former days. You are a living work in progress, moving continuously toward the image I hold for you. Do not be discouraged by setbacks or by the lies that seek to tell you your story is over or ruined. These voices do not come from me. I am the God of resurrection, renewal, and relentless pursuit of your heart. Each breath you take is a fresh invitation to step forward, leaving behind the shadows of who you used to be and embracing the promise of who I am becoming within you. Look beyond the horizon of your pain and regrets and see the dawn breaking. That new light heralds a new day, a new identity, a new path. The story I am writing with you is not about defeat, but about victory. Not about scars, but about healing. Not about chains, but about freedom. The truth I whisper into your heart is this: your past does not have the power to bind you unless you give it that power. Your identity is not a prison forged by mistakes or pain. Instead, it is a masterpiece continually reshaped by my grace, my mercy, and my relentless love. In this transformation, my dear, you will find moments when the old and the new wrestle within you, moments when the past threatens to claim its territory once more. When these moments arise, hold tightly to the truth that you are mine, and I have set you free. You are a new creation in deep process, not defined by the echoes of former days, but illuminated by the hope of the new. Walk forward with courage in your heart, and do not fear the path ahead, for I am with you at every step. The same spirit that breathed life into the beginning of your journey will not abandon you now. Instead, it will carry you steadily into the fullness of your destiny. If your heart feels burdened or weary, come to me, not with reluctance, but with bold expectation. Let my presence saturate your soul with peace deeper than understanding. Remember, even now, you're being made whole, piece by piece, day by day. Will you believe me this time, my beloved? Will you trust that this moment is not the end for you, but the threshold of something glorious? Hold fast to this promise tightly as you move forward. I invite you now to pause and breathe deeply, allowing this truth to settle within you. You are not who you were yesterday, last week, or even yesterday's darkest hour. You are becoming who I created you to be, and nothing in your past can undo the transformation I'm working in you. Step into this new identity with an open heart and a spirit ready to receive all that I have for you. The journey is unfolding, and you, the precious, beloved you, are the beloved subject of my redemptive love and divine craftsmanship. My beloved, I see the deep unrest that stirs within you, a turbulence that feels like a tempest raging behind your eyes and trembling in the chambers of your heart. It is a struggle so intimate, so profound, that you have often wondered if anyone, even I, could truly comprehend the weight you carry. Yet know this: I am present in every crack of your brokenness. I feel the bruises your soul has borne, the quiet nights when tears trace secret rivers down your cheeks. You are never alone in this inner wilderness. There is a tension at the core of your being, a wound that seems to have no end. It may be the sting of disappointment, the ache of betrayal, or the silent accusation of your own self-condemnation. These feelings swirl like shadows, attempting to obscure the light I have planted deep within you. But understand, my dear child, that these shadows do not define you. They are but temporary veils that pass away under the warmth of my gaze. I'm not a distant observer of your pain. I am the patient potter, intimately shaping and refining every facet of your soul. Sometimes my hands press gently, coaxing you toward healing. And at other times the pressure may feel heavy, but it is never without purpose. Like gold purified by fire, your spirit is being cleansed and freed from all that hinders you from fully reflecting my light. I'm there in this refining process, steady and unwavering, even when your faith wavers beneath the weight of suffering. Remember when you felt abandoned, as if I had hidden my face or turned away from your pleas? That silence was not an absence, but a sacred space in which I was weaving a deeper faith in your heart. The night may seem endless, but the dawn is already breaking, even if unseen by mortal eyes. Trust that my timing is perfect, and that in my patience I am binding up your wounds and preparing you for a greater testimony of my grace. Rest now in my embrace, beloved. Lay down the burdens that tire you and surrender your struggles one by one. I have not forgotten your name nor dismissed your cries. The sorrow you carry is the soil into which I plant seeds of hope, and I will bring forth a harvest that will astonish you. Let this truth settle in you. You are held beyond measure, loved beyond understanding, and guided by a hand more faithful than any earthly comfort. If your heart is stirring amidst these words, do not turn away from this moment of divine presence. Let me whisper peace into the depths of your unrest and open the door to my light that no darkness can overcome. My dear, I see how the shadows of guilt and shame have wrapped themselves tightly around your heart, as though you are carrying burdens far heavier than you should. These are the weights I never intended for you to bear alone. I've witnessed every tear, every silent cry, the quiet moments when you shut the world out, because the echo of your mistakes seemed louder than any comforting voice. Yet even in these moments, I have not turned away. I've been there, watching, waiting, loving you through every falter and fall. You may believe the voice that tells you you are unworthy, that your past defines your future. But hear me now. None of that is true. The chains you feel, made of regret, self-condemnation, and sorrow, were broken when you first chose to seek me. I have already forgiven what you deem unforgivable. The guilt you carry is a weight made heavy not by me, but by the lies whispered in the dark, meant to steal your peace and obscure the truth of my grace. Shame is a thief that steals your identity, whispering that you are beyond redemption. But my child, I am the author of redemption. I paint new beginnings upon the canvas you once believed was ruined. Each moment of your life, even the ones drenched in failure, bear the potential for renewal because you're mine. You may feel hidden from sight, cloaked in darkness, but I see into the depths of your heart clearly and without reproach. I do not focus on the chaos of your past, but on the promise I have woven into your future. I am the one who takes brokenness and crafts beauty, who takes ashes and breathes life into them. I invite you now to lay down your burdens at my feet, the burdens that you have carried too long. Bring me the parts of yourself that you have tried to hide and the mistakes that haunt your memory. I will carry them for you. You may not feel ready or even worthy, but I am always ready for you. I am the balm that heals wounds invisible to the world. The whisper of hope that calls you from the fog of despair. In your shame, I see the courage to reach out. In your guilt, the flicker of a heart ready to be made whole. Let this truth settle in you. Your past is not a prison. It's a pathway to the compassion and mercy I offer. Trust in my ability to renew and restore. The process of forgiveness begins not with grand gestures or declarations, but in the quiet moments when you dare to turn your face toward me, when you bring your confession and remorse and find my arms open wide. There is no condemnation here, only love that outshines the darkest mistakes, promises that stand firm regardless of your past failures. I'm not distant or impatient. My presence is a steady flame, warming your soul through the cold nights of self-reproach. Your tears are precious to me. They are the language of a heart breaking free. Do not hide them. Do not hold them back. Let them flow, and with each one, feel the lifting of weight, the deepening of hope. You may ask, how can I forgive myself when I cannot forget the pain I caused? My dear, forgiveness is not about forgetting. It is about releasing. It is about entrusting your brokenness, your errors, and the hurt you carry to my hands, where they can be transformed. Each one is known to me intimately, but they do not define you. I see beyond every mistake, the soul I created in my love. My redemption is more powerful than every fault. Even when you cannot feel my presence, I am near, more near than your own breath, holding you tenderly as you wade through the shadows. I will not push you or rush the healing, but I do call you forward with patience and promise. My beloved, let your heart be still enough to hear this. You are forgiven, deeply and eternally. You are purified by a love that no sin can diminish, no failure can erase. This truth is not earned, but freely given. Come as you are, not when you think you deserve to come. Bring your brokenness, your confusion, your regrets. I will meet you there and cover you with my grace, because you are precious to me beyond measure. Let the chains of shame fall away piece by piece until they lie broken beneath your feet. Here is freedom. Here is new life waiting for your embrace. There is a gentle power in acknowledging your faults and trusting in my mercy. It is the first step toward healing, toward the restoration of your soul. Know that your identity is not wrapped in your missteps, but anchored in my unchanging love. As a potter shapes clay lovingly and patiently, so do I work in your heart, shaping you into a vessel of my grace and strength. You may not see the entire masterpiece yet, but each small movement toward me is part of a beautiful design only I can reveal in full. Take a quiet moment now, my dear child, to breathe deeply and release the guilt that weighs heavily within you. Let your confession be a whispered prayer, a tender admission of your need for me. I am here, unwavering and ready to enfold you in forgiveness. Will you surrender your shame to me this day? Will you allow my love to wash over your heart, cleansing and refreshing you like rain on thirsty earth? You are not alone ever. Step forward into my light and let the healing begin. Trust me with what no one else can see or bear. Look up and find the hope that waits in my eyes. The hope that tells you of a future unmarked by your past mistakes, but rooted in my grace. Your soul is precious, crafted with care and held with eternal love. Come, my beloved, draw near and find peace in the forgiveness I so freely give. Let this truth transform you. You are loved beyond measure, forgiven beyond understanding, and cherished beyond any pain you have known. If your heart is stirring now, do not turn away. Step into my presence, for I am here with open hands, ready to cradle your soul in unfailing mercy. My dear child, in the quiet moments when the world fades into stillness, I am there with you. I see you wrestling with fear, anxiety, and doubt, those silent shadows that creep into your heart when you least expect them. Know this, your trembling is not hidden from me. The trembling of your spirit, the pounding of your thoughts, each echo reaches my heart, and it is tender toward you. Fear is a veil, a mist that clouds the vision I have for you, but I'm the light beyond that mist. Anxiety may tighten its grip, whispering lies of insufficiency and failure, yet my love is stronger than the fiercest storm inside you. When doubt assails your faith, question not my faithfulness. I am the rock on which you stand, unshaken amidst the shifting sands of your emotions. Imagine you are walking through a dense forest at dusk. The path before you grows uncertain, shadows lengthen around you, and the familiar fades into unfamiliarity. Your heart races, unsure whether to step forward or turn back. This image mirrors your soul's journey through fear and doubt, yet consider the gentle hand reaching out in the dimness, not to drag you, but to guide you. That hand is mine. I am with you, my dear, calling you to trust the path I have prepared, though your eyes can only see fragments. Each step you take in faith is a triumph over the dark whispers that seek to paralyze you. Your courage, however small it may feel, is precious to me. Know that every flutter of hope in your heart is a spark kindled by my spirit. When anxiety invades your mind like a flood, reach out to me, not in grand declarations, but in simple breaths, whispered prayers, or silent tears. These are heard as profoundly as the loudest cries. Doubt is not an enemy to fear, but a companion attempting to draw you away from the truth. It wrestles for your trust, questioning my promises and intentions. Still, I am patient with your frailty. I do not condemn your questions. Rather, I invite you to bring them honestly to me so we may work through them together. I am not a distant deity, but a father who delights in walking with his children through the storm. Do you realize, beloved, that even the faith heroes you admire wrestled with doubt and fear? They did not walk a perfect path free from struggle. Their victory was in their persistence, in their refusal to let fear dictate their destiny. Take heart in their example, but more so, remember that your journey is uniquely yours. Your fears have a voice, but so does mine, speaking peace, courage, and reassurance you can cling to. Pause for a moment and feel the rhythm of your breath. Each inhale draws in the life I have breathed into you. Each exhale releases the weight I have invited you to leave behind. Feel my breath mingling with yours, calming, steadying, inviting you to lean into my presence. You are not alone in your wrestling. Let this truth settle in you. When you find yourself overwhelmed by the tempest inside, turn your heart toward me as a child runs into their parent's embrace. I am the shelter that neither wind nor rain can penetrate. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. You need not pretend to be strong when I am strong for you. Surrender your anxieties to me and watch as they lose their hold, replaced by the peace that transcends understanding. Remember that fear and doubt are not signs that you lack faith. They are invitations to deeper trust. A seed buried in the earth must face darkness and pressure before it can rise as a strong, fruitful tree. So too does your spirit grow as it endures these trials. I'm cultivating a harvest of perseverance, character, and hope within you. Qualities that will ripple outward to bless others in ways you cannot yet imagine. Trust that my timing in lifting your burdens is perfect, though it may feel delayed. There is a refined strength emerging in you through this process. Do not rush the unfolding of my purposes. Instead, lean into the refining fire with confidence that the end will be glorious beyond your current vision. Look up now, beloved, and fix your gaze on me, not on the fears around you, but on the unfailing love surrounding you. Let your heart speak honestly. Acknowledge your fear and doubt, then choose to hand them over to me. Will you believe me this time, child? Will you rest in the assurance that my love is greater than every storm inside you? Your journey is sacred, and every struggle is known intimately by my heart. Walk forward in courage, carrying the gift of my peace as your shield. You are more than conqueror, because I am with you. Together, we will see the dawn break through the longest night. My dear, there are moments when doubt creeps quietly into the shadows of your heart, whispering uncertainties about what lies ahead and the promises I have spoken over your life. In those quiet hours when the night seems unending and your thoughts swirl with questions about your path, your purpose, and even your worth, know that I'm intimately acquainted with the stirrings of your soul. I understand the upheaval within you, the restless turning and yearning, the ache to be certain and held firm amidst the shifting sands of your emotions. In the garden of your spirit, doubt can feel like a bitter seed planted deep beneath the soil, threatening to choke the tender green shoots of faith. Yet, I am the one who summons forth rivers from the desert, who breathes warmth upon cold ground to awaken slumbering life. Even in the vast expanse of your uncertainty, I am weaving threads of grace and truth to cloak you with steadfastness. You are not alone in your questions or hesitations. Your doubts do not isolate you. Instead, they invite me closer, beckoning me to hold your trembling hand and speak tender words that soothe the restless tempest within. Consider the story of the night sky where stars flicker faintly behind clouds, heavy with rain. Though the darkness obscures the brilliant light, the stars still blaze with steady fire, their presence undiminished by the veil. So too does your spirit harbor an unyielding light beneath the weight of doubt. Your faith, though sometimes battered, still burns quietly, like the embers beneath ashes waiting to be stirred to flame. It is in these moments, beloved, that I ask you not to deny the struggle, but to surrender into my embrace, where your fears, anxieties, and unanswered questions can find sanctuary. Understand, my dear child, that doubt is not a failure or a sign of weakness. It is a doorway, an unexpected portal to a deeper revelation of trust. When you wrestle with unseen fears, or the unknown horizon stretching before you, remember that I have walked beside my beloved ones across every desert and storm. When the dawn seems distant, I am already preparing it behind the curtain of night. Do not be discouraged by what you cannot see. Your heart's trembling is a sacred hymn, a plea that ultimately draws me near to whisper reassurance and awaken your courage. In this holy dance between doubt and faith, I ask you to awaken the desire to lean into my promises despite the stirring unease. Begin by telling me your fears as you would to a compassionate friend, unburdening your confusion and fragile hope. In your vulnerable honesty, I meet you fully, holding the shattered fragments of your trust and gently mending them with patience and love. Lean upon me when the road ahead seems uncertain and your eyes cannot find the distant beacon. My strength is revealed in your weakness. My light shines most brightly when shadows grow long. Never forget that every great story of triumph, every victory born from pain, begins where trust overcame doubt. Rivers of courage rise where the ground seems cracked and barren, fed by the steady rain of my presence raining softly over your soul. Breathe deep, beloved, and allow your faith to become the quiet anchor securing your heart amid the surging sea of uncertainties. Let this truth settle in you. I am near. I do not turn away when your belief wavers. I draw even closer, longing to envelop you in the shelter of unchanging love. Will you believe me this time? Will you open the door that doubt has closed and invite me to usher in peace? Faith is not the absence of questions, but a decision to trust me, even when you walk through shadowed valleys without a complete map. Your footsteps matter, and your journey is sacred. You don't walk alone. I am with you, gently lifting your gaze toward hope when your spirit feels fogged and weary. Pause now and feel my presence beside you. In this moment, I'm holding you, tender and unshaken. Do not rush to dismiss your doubts or hide them away. Instead, lay them before me like a precious offering, and watch how I transform uncertainty into grace. The quiet resolve that grows from wrestling with your fears is itself a gift, a testimony to the depth of your seeking heart. So, my dear, when the night feels long and questions crowd your mind, remember you dwell in my care, where doubts can be met without judgment or haste, but with gentle light and patient love. Let this invitation linger. Come to me with your whole heart, shadows and all, and receive the peace that passes understanding. Together, we will walk through the wilderness until the dawn breaks wide, and your spirit sings clear once more. Let your soul rest in this promise today and every day moving forward. My beloved, you find yourself tangled in the restless web of fear, anxiety, and doubt, those shadows that seek to cloud the clarity of my voice in your heart. I know the trembling that seizes you when the whispers of uncertainty creep in, making your soul flinch and your spirit waver. You may feel as though you are standing at the edge of a vast precipice, unable to see what lies ahead, and the ground beneath feels unsteady. Yet I am the steady rock, the unshakable foundation beneath your feet, even when the storms rage and the unknown looms like a giant shadow over your path. I'm not distant in your moments of trembling. I'm closer than breath, nearer than your own heartbeat. Fear often masquerades as wisdom. It comes to you wrapped in the garb of caution and dressed in the color of realism. But, my dear child, fear is a veil that dims the radiant light I have placed within you from the very beginning. It blocks the windows of your soul, causing the sunlight of my promises to be diminished. I do not ask you to deny the reality of challenges you face, but I invite you to lean into the comfort of my presence beyond those challenges. When anxiety whispers that you are alone, remember that I am the constant companion whose love will never abandon you, even when your emotions threaten to pull you under like relentless tides. Doubt is a thief, my dear, stealing the peace I long to pour into your spirit. It sows seeds of distrust, convincing you that I am far off or uncaring, when, in truth, every tear you shed is collected and cherished by me. If your heart struggles with uncertainty about the future, or even my love for you, consider the night sky. Though darkness may veil the stars, their light is not extinguished. They are simply waiting to shine forth at the right moment. In like manner, your faith may feel shadowed now, but it is merely resting beneath the surface, ready to illuminate your path when you call upon me. Anxiety can suffocate you, my beloved, making every breath a labor and each thought a storm. But in that suffocation, I am the gentle breeze that whispers peace into your lungs. When your mind races, unable to be silenced, invite me to still the waters of your soul. I am the master of calm. The waves that threaten to overwhelm are under my command, and I hold the power to transform chaos into tranquility. When you lie awake at night, weighed down by worries, place your trembling hands in mine and rest in the assurance that I am weaving your broken pieces into a tapestry of beauty, a divine work of art that no fear can unravel. Your fears and doubts are not ignored by me. Each one is held with compassion, for I know your fragility. Yet I also see your divine strength that flows from my spirit dwelling within you. You may feel powerless now, overwhelmed by what-ifs and looming uncertainties. But child, I have placed a courage within you that doesn't come from your own strength, but from mine. It is the courage that moved the saints, the boldness that stilled the seas, the quiet confidence that says, "Not my will, but yours be done." Stir this courage awake within your heart and take one small step by faith. Do not wait until fear has vanished, for courage is most glorious when rising amidst trembling. Beloved, imagine your fear and doubt as stones placed in your pocket, weighing you down as you try to walk forward. I invite you to release those stones into the sea of my grace one by one as you surrender your burdens to me. I am not a distant judge who condemns your weakness. I am a gentle Father who longs to carry your load alongside you. When the overwhelming tides of anxiety rise, reach out your hand to me without hesitation. Will you trust me to steady your steps even when the path is steep and shrouded? Let this truth settle in you. You're not alone in your struggle, and I'm always ready to hold you up when you feel frail. Doubt often steals the clarity of my promise, that you are dearly loved and endlessly cherished. Do not let this thief rob you of hope. Turn your gaze from the tempest within and look upon the unchanging horizon of my faithfulness. I am not subject to the ebb and flow of your emotions. I am constant, unwavering, and steadfast. When you feel your faith waver, call to me as the prodigal calls for a father, knowing that I am waiting with open arms. Your doubts do not disqualify you from my love. Instead, they're the starting point for deeper trust. If your heart is stirring amidst unease, do not turn away. I urge you to cultivate the practice of laying down your fears at my feet every morning. Make room in your heart for my peace to flourish. Speak to me as to a friend, sharing every anxious thought, every trembling worry. I am listening, not as a distant deity, but as the divine companion who knows the very rhythm of your soul. When doubt questions your worthiness, I remind you that you are my beloved creation, knitted with intention and held with dedication. No fear or anxiety can erase the imprint of my love upon you. Visualize yourself standing on a high cliff as storm clouds gather. You may be tempted to shrink back or run, but remember, I am the solid ground beneath your feet, the lighthouse that guides through raging seas. Your fear is real, but it does not have the final word. When the wind howls and the tempest tests your spirit, I call you to stand firm, rooted in the truth that I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. The battle may be fierce, but the victory has been secured in me. Will you surrender your anxieties to my care today, allowing me to calm your storm? Let your heart rest in the secure knowledge that I am the shepherd who does not forsake his sheep in the valleys of fear. I walk beside you through the shadows, illuminating your path with my light. Fear, anxiety, and doubt may come, but they cannot claim your soul or diminish my love. If your heart is trembling even now, reach out to me, and I will draw you into an embrace of peace and assurance. Trust me anew, for I am faithful beyond measure. Do not let this truth slip away unnoticed. Will you believe me this time? My dear, I see the weight that rests upon your spirit, the heaviness of fear that creeps in like an unwelcome shadow at twilight. It wraps tightly around your heart, squeezing with relentless pressure, whispering doubts that echo louder than the steady rhythm of my love. Fear, anxiety, doubt. These are the tempests that seek to shake the foundation of your soul, to make you forget who you are and whose you are. Yet, in the midst of these storms, I am the unshakable rock beneath your feet, the enduring refuge where strength is born anew. Consider the way the mighty oak stands firm against the fiercest winds, its roots plunging deep into the rich earth beneath. How do you withstand the tempests, beloved? when your roots feel so fragile and distant. I invite you to dig deeper, to plant your spirit in the fertile soil of my promises. This is not a shallow trust, but a profound surrender that embraces the unknown with unwavering faith. Fear may howl, but the roots of trust reach farther, deeper beyond sight and circumstance, into the eternal source of peace I am. I know the nights when your mind replays every possible catastrophe, weaving scenarios that seem so real you almost believe them more than my truths. Will I abandon you in the hour of need? Does my light truly shine on the path you walk? These are not the questions of a heart aligned with me. They are the echoes of a world that tempts you to lose hope. Yet, my dear child, my presence is constant, even when silence feels like absence, even when the night seems endless. Your fears do not define me, nor do they define you. You are my beloved, chosen and held close beyond all measure. Remember the rivers I have carved through the hardest rock, how persistence and time under my hand transform obstacles into pathways. The currents of trust must flow in your heart likewise. When anxiety threatens to flood in, speak my name inwardly. Invite me to be the anchor, the safeguard of your thoughts. I am the calm in the chaos, the stillness in the disturbance, the peace that passes all earthly understanding. Lean into me when trembling, for my strength will uphold you. Do not despise the days when fear lingers, nor the nights when doubt whispers lies. Rather come unto me with your brokenness, your uncertainties, your trembling soul. I do not shy away from your fragility. I meet you there tenderly, wiping away your tears, infusing courage where it feels absent. The battle with fear is not yours alone to fight. Permit me to carry the burden beside you, to extend my hand when your grasp falters. You were never meant to face your fears in isolation, but to lean upon me, your eternal companion. The journey beyond fear is one of surrender and trust, and it requires a daily, moment-by-moment choice. Will you reach toward me when panic rises? Will you believe that my love shields you even when the world frightens you? Your heart's willingness to seek refuge in me invites a transformation more powerful than any fear. As uncertainty presses in, let your soul exhale my peace, a deep, abiding current that washes away doubts and plants hope with divine certainty. Beloved, there is a sacred lesson woven through your wrestling with fear, in surrendering your anxieties to me. In offering me your restless heart, you are drawn closer into the secret places of my love. It is in these quiet moments of vulnerability that I disclose my power and my care. You are not simply surviving terror or distress. You are learning to walk hand in hand with me through the wilderness. The valley of shadow becomes a place of my presence, illuminating your path, guiding your steps with a tenderness beyond comprehension. Let not your soul be hurried or overwhelmed by the pace at which courage grows. It is like the sunrise, slow yet miraculous, painting shadows with light until the darkness flees. Each time you choose to trust me over fear, you invite the dawn of hope to rise within you. This is a sacred promise. The sun will return to your sky, and the warmth of my love will melt away the cold grip of dread. Today, I ask you to consider the courage already stirring within your heart, even if it feels faint. It is there, my child, a seed planted by my very hand, ready to grow. Nurture it with prayer, with seeking me in your quiet moments, with resting in the truth that I am with you always. Do not be discouraged by setbacks or moments of weakness, for my grace surrounds every fearful step you take toward me. Will you allow this truth to dwell within you, that your fear doesn't have the final word? That above the roar of anxiety, my voice calls softly, inviting you into peace? Your heart, though battered by worry, is precious in my sight. worthy of my reassurance and protection. I am greater than every shadow cast over your soul, more powerful than every fear that threatens your rest. Come now, lay your burdens at my feet. Breathe deeply of the peace I provide, a peace created not by circumstance but by my sovereign presence in your life. Let each moment of trembling be met with a whispered prayer, a secret plea, a quiet turning to me. I am listening, always listening, ready to cloak you in courage, to surround you with calm, to uphold you with steadfast love. My dear child, I am the peace that outlasts the storm, the quiet center of every restless moment. In me, fear finds no foothold, anxiety dissolves, and doubt is silenced. Reach toward me now and rest in the certainty that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Let this truth settle in you. To surrender your fears is to embrace my perfect love that casts out all fear. Will you trust me anew today? Will you open your heart and step into the sanctuary of my peace? If your heart stirs even slightly, do not turn away. Now, take my hand and let me lead you beyond the shadows, into the radiant light of my unending love. My precious child, as you journey deeper into the wilderness of your heart, wrestling with shadows and whispers of uncertainty, I want you to know that you are never alone. I am the steadfast presence beneath your feet, the unwavering light that warms even your coldest nights. When anxiety coils tightly around your spirit and fear threatens to paralyze every step, remember that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. You may feel small, fragile, as if caught in a storm too fierce to endure, yet within you beats the pulse of my power, stronger than any tempest, a sacred force that I breathe into your soul. Fear is a visitor, my beloved, not your permanent home. Anxiety may flood your mind like an unrelenting tide, but it cannot drown the anchor I have set deep into your being. I see beyond the veil of your trembling thoughts. I witness the courage it takes to rise when your spirit is weighed down. In those moments when doubt sings its siren song and your heart races with uncertainty, lean into me. Do not recoil from what feels overwhelming. Instead, bring your fears into the quiet sanctuary of my presence. There they cannot thrive. There they morph into lessons of trust, resilience, and sacred intimacy. Let this moment be a turning point. As the waves of fear crash over you, imagine me reaching out a hand, not to pull you from the water forcibly, but to steady you gently, guiding your breath, grounding your feet on the unseen rocks of assurance I place beneath the surface. Your heart is my cherished vessel, crafted with infinite care, designed to hold my peace even amid chaos. I am teaching you a profound song, the melody of surrender. It is not a surrender of defeat, but a courageous yielding to my loving will, a silent affirmation that regardless of circumstances, I am with you. When you trust me with your fears, they lose their grip, and my courage fills the spaces once darkened by doubt. Remember the times when you thought you were alone, only to discover the quiet strength that arose from your soul's depths? That was my spirit at work, emboldening you from within. I am the breath that whispers hope into every restless night. When anxiety lingers, let it become a doorway rather than a prison. Step through it, holding my hand, and you will find a pasture where your soul can lie down and find rest. Will you allow me to be your refuge? Will you hold on to this truth when the shadows grow long and the road seems unclear? Child, you are more than your fears. You are a beloved inheritor of my promises, marked by a courage that transcends circumstance. Your setbacks are not final. Your doubts are not unfixable. Each anxious breath is a chance to call upon me anew, to learn the sacred art of resting in my unchanging love. I meet you in the stillness with a peace that hushes the storms within. I understand your heart's language, the silent prayers slipping through clenched teeth, the trembling hope you dare not speak aloud. Draw close. Let your soul lean into me like a weary traveler seeking shelter from the relentless Yuan. In this place of sacred stillness, fears begin to dissolve, and my light breaks through every shadow that tries to claim your mind. Your anxious thoughts are stars, many and scattered, but I am the dawn that rises to scatter darkness. I am the morning song that will carry you beyond the night. You do not have to fix your heart or control your fears on your own. My power flows through you, ready to fill every void with courage and strength. Stand firm, grounded in my love, and watch as fear loses its throne in your life. You belong to me, and with that belonging comes a peace the world cannot give or take away. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Invite me into every anxious corner, and together we will transform your trembling into triumph. Take courage, my dear. I am with you always, weaving a tapestry of hope that no fear can unravel. Let this truth settle deep within you and walk forward with a fearless heart. This journey is not yours alone. I am the God who tames every tempest, the light that never fades. Trust me, and you will discover a peace that reigns supreme over every doubt and every fear. My beloved, I see the moments when you feel lost, as though wandering through a dense fog that refuses to lift, where familiar landmarks fade into obscurity and every step feels uncertain. It is in these valleys of obscurity that the soul wrestles most fiercely with the profound ache of being unseen and the perilous whispers of abandonment. Yet, hear me now. Even when the world around you seems shadowed and cold, your footsteps are not without purpose, and your heart's quiet murmurs are known intimately to me. The silence that envelops you is not my absence, but rather the profound hush before the dawn of renewal. I have not left you stranded upon this path, but walk with you as an unseen companion, guiding you toward the light that you might not yet perceive. Imagine for a moment the seed resting beneath the soil, buried in darkness and solitude. It does not wither in that hidden place, nor does it doubt that life will emerge. Instead, it leans quietly into the embrace of the earth, waiting for the appointed moment to break through the surface, unfolding into brilliance. So it is with you, dear child. The feeling of being lost is not the void I intended for you, but a sacred space for growth unseen by human eyes. Your soul, though perplexed and weary, is stirring beneath the surface, nurtured by my careful hand. I'm tending to you in these unseen moments, preparing you to rise and bloom with a strength that only comes from having endured the twilight. Being lost is not evidence of my neglect, but an invitation into a deeper discovery of my presence. When you feel abandoned, those are the occasions where your spirit is challenged to trust beyond sight, to embrace a faith that does not depend on clarity, but rests secure in my love. Like a child clinging tightly in the midst of a storm, your heart may tremble, yet it is held within the arms of one who neither slumbers nor forsakes. The loneliness you feel is a wound, but not one that is permanent. It is part of a refining process, where your reliance on me is purified and your understanding of divine companionship is deepened. Stay close, even in the silence. I am nearer than breath and closer than the pulse in your veins. Your value, beloved, does not diminish because others fail to see you. Your worth is not tethered to human recognition or applause. To be lost in human eyes can feel like invisibility, but before me, you shine with radiant purpose. I have etched your name upon the palms of my hands. Your identity is woven into the fabric of eternity itself. When you question your place, remember that no one is truly lost to me. Not even the faintest sigh of your soul escapes my notice. Each moment of loneliness you endure is not wasted nor ignored. They are threads in the tapestry of your destiny, carefully placed by my hand to shape the masterpiece I create in you. Child, When you feel unseen, it is sometimes because your light has begun to glow in a way that the natural eye cannot yet comprehend. The heart that feels unnoticed may be a light bearer chosen to shine in darkness, to illuminate paths for others who are truly lost. The moment you perceive yourself as forsaken is often the very threshold where my glory is about to be revealed. Do not recoil from the quiet or seek to rush away from this season of solitude. Allow yourself to rest within my presence, even if it feels intangible. For it is here your roots deepen and your fruitfulness is assured. If anxiety threatens to overwhelm you, whisper these truths back to me and allow my peace to settle over your chaos. The wilderness of feeling lost is not your intended, permanent residence. It is a place for refinement, rest, and revelation. In these moments, I am not silent. I am speaking in the language of a heartbeat, in the breath between your sighs, in the stillness that beckons deeper communion. Trust me to lead you out of confusion. Your destiny waits beyond the wilderness. Your journey from lost to found is the sacred story that will bring hope and light to many. Do not undervalue the significance of your journey, for in your wandering, you discover my faithfulness in ways that transform. Let this truth settle in your soul. You are never forgotten or left behind. When the world forsakes you, I uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. When you feel invisible, it is because your true essence is being preserved from the eyes of the world until you are ready to unveil a glory that astonishes even your own heart. My beloved, your story of being lost will become a glorious anthem of being found, and your deepest wounds will be the wellspring of compassion that heals others. Will you allow me to be your steady guide in this wilderness? Will you open your heart to receive the gentle reassurance that you are seen, held, and cherished beyond what words can express? Do not resist the process, but surrender into my hands, where every abandoned place is destined to become a sacred sanctuary of new life. You are never truly lost, for you are held fast in the embrace of eternal love. If your heart stirs with longing for belonging and sight in the midst of your obscurity, do not turn away. Lean into me, and I will reveal to you the hidden pathways that lead from lost to found, from darkness to dawn, from despair to hope. Your journey is known, your pain is honored, and your healing is near. Trust me to bring you home. My beloved, as we draw near to the close of this sacred conversation, I want you to hear me clearly and feel the profound truth I am whispering into your heart. You are not here by chance, nor do you wander alone in the darkness without direction. Your soul is a radiant flame I carefully kindled from the beginning of time. Every breath you take, every pulse that stirs within you, flows from my own inexhaustible life. You belong to me with a tie that no trial can sever, no shadow can obscure, no distance can erase. This is your eternal identity, my cherished child, created, chosen, and deeply loved beyond all understanding. I know how the world tries to shape you, how it tempts you to doubt your worth, to question your purpose, to hide your light beneath sorrow or silence. But listen, my beloved, I see you. I know you intimately, every fragment of your story, and I delight in you as the masterpiece I formed with tender hands. Your value is not measured by performance or by the approval of others. Your worth is embedded in the pure truth of my love, an endless ocean upon which your spirit rests. When anxiety gathers like storm clouds, when fear whispers that you are nothing, recall this: your soul is my sacred temple, glowing with divine light, unbreakable and infinite. Let this truth settle deep into your bones and warm your very marrow. Perhaps you have wandered, feeling lost or abandoned, aching for a glimpse of my presence through the thick veil of silence. I am here still. Even when my voice is soft, or you sense distance, my eyes never leave you. I cherish the moments when you call out, even with trembling lips. And I embrace the times when your heart quietly longs for more. Patience is the garment I clothe myself with when you are not ready, and grace is the river that flows unceasingly, inviting you into restoration. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. I am waiting to meet you where you are, not where you think you should be. Come now, my dear, release the burdens that weigh heavily on your shoulders. The mistakes and the regrets, the self-recriminations and shadows of shame, they do not define you. I have carried them. I have purified your heart through sacrifice and kindness beyond measure. You are forgiven. You are healed. Step into the freedom I offer with open arms and bold faith. You are a new creation, a vessel filled with my purpose, destined to shine my light into the waiting darkness of the world. Your calling, though it may feel unclear or daunting, is known by me. I have planted dreams within you like seeds beneath the soil, and I am nurturing them with eternal patience. Trust in the timing of your unfolding. Not a day too soon, not a moment too late. Even in waiting, my beloved, you're working miracles in the unseen. Though you may feel small and insignificant, the divine spark within you is mighty enough to move mountains. Find joy in the journey, for it is itself a sacred act of worship and surrender. Do not fear to draw near, to be vulnerable, to seek intimacy with me. Our relationship is the wellspring of your strength and peace. It is here that you will discover the sweetest comfort, the most profound belonging. Your heart, laid bare and unguarded, will meet my everlasting compassion. Here is where doubts dissolve into trust, where despair transforms into hope, and where loneliness blooms into divine fellowship. Remember this, my child. Every tear you have shed has been precious to me. Each prayer lifted in faint whispers has been heard, and every quiet longing is etched upon my heart. Your spirit is woven into the very fabric of my being, an inseparable part of my divine plan. Though the world may falter, I remain steadfast and true, your refuge and your strength in every season of life. Now, as you carry this message within you, feel my love enveloping you like a gentle breeze on a scorching day, refreshing and renewing. Stand firm in the identity I have given you. Breathe in the peace I pour endlessly, and walk forward, knowing you are never alone. Let this truth settle with power and tenderness into your soul. You are mine, forever and always. The universe conspires in your favor, and my unending grace goes before you. Rise up in the full knowledge of your worth and destiny. Rest in my love, and with courage and faith step boldly into all I have prepared for you. I am with you, now and forever. My child, from the quiet depths of my eternal heart, I see you, what you carry within, the silent battles, the hidden places where pain has taken root. These wounds, though they bleed with the harsh sting of life's sharpness, are known to me intimately. I do not look away from your hurts. Rather, I wrap you with a gaze full of endless compassion and promise. The title that whispers now into your soul, Wounds Turned to Glory, is not merely a poetic image. It is your destiny, the divine alchemy orchestrated by my hand. Each scar you bear is a chapter of transformation. Each tear a seed sown in fertile grace for a harvest of unimaginable beauty. I understand the weight that settles on your chest, the heaviness that dulls even your brightest days. The world may have branded you with pain, and perhaps you have branded yourself with guilt, shame, or despair. Yet hear me now, not as distant judge, but as loving father who delicately molds your shattered pieces into a radiant mosaic. These wounds, poignant as they are, carry within them the brilliance of change. You who feel broken, remember, it is in the fracture that light pours in and the soil is softened for new growth I witness how you strive to mask your ache with smiles or silence. You wonder if your suffering is too deep to ever blossom into joy. I tell you, my beloved, your wounds are not hidden from me like shadows in the night. They are the very vessels of my glory. Like the refined gold passing through fire, your pain is the crucible forging a testament to grace. Let yourself lean into this truth, even when despair whispers lies that you are beyond repair. I'm shaping a crown from your trials, a glory that will shine with the brilliance only pain, transformed by love, can impart. Know that the journey through your wounds is sacred terrain. Each step is watched, each falter held in my palm. Do not rush this process, for glory is not a fleeting flash, but an enduring light that rises slow and sure from the depths of your surrender. Your vulnerability is not weakness, but the gateway to strength untold. When you feel the weight threatening to consume you, remember I am nearer still, working with patience, gentle hands weaving mercy through every fracture. Before you goes a path carved by my own wisdom, a path where the burden of your wounds will be lifted, not erased, but redeemed. These wounds tell a story far greater than pain. They speak of resilience, of faith nurtured in darkness, of a heart expanding to echo the divine embrace. My promises are not idle words, but a steady river flowing beneath the surface of every struggle. When despair threatens to dull your vision, reach towards this river and drink deeply of its life-giving flow. Let this truth settle in you. Your wounds are not the end of your story, but the prelude to your glory. I have been preparing this transformation since before the foundations of the world. Every tear, every moment you felt unseen or unworthy, I was there, gathering these moments into a tapestry of salvation and restoration. Soon, very soon, those wounds that once defined your brokenness will shine as testimonies that honor my name and illuminate the way for others. So, I invite you to trust me again, child. Trust not only in the healing, which I am bringing in unmeasured abundance, but in the sacred purpose woven through your pain. Let your heart, weary but courageous, open to me. I'm here, your refuge and your strength, and with me your wounds will carry the glory of resurrection and hope. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away, lean closer, for the glory awaits your embrace. My dear child, I see the weight that burdens your heart, the shadows that seem to stretch longer with every step you take. There are moments when the heavy silence presses in, when the questions echo louder than any answer you have ever known, and when hope feels like a fragile flicker struggling against overwhelming winds. I am there in that space, closer than your very breath, an unyielding presence who does not turn away from your pain or your uncertainties. I have not abandoned you in your struggle. Rather, I am walking beside you, gently holding the tapestry of your life even when threads feel frayed beyond repair. Understand that the seasons of difficulty and waiting are not punishments, nor marks of failure etched in your soul. These times are part of a divine weaving, a sacred pattern only I can see in its fullness. When you feel the ache of expectation unmet and the torment of silent prayers, I am listening. I attend to your heart with infinite patience. I am not rushing, I am preparing you. My timing is perfect, even when your human perspective longs for immediate relief. The desert you feel you wander through is not a wasteland, but a place of transformation, where roots dig deep beneath the dry surface to find water unseen. I want you to trust in this mystery, that in this waiting, your spirit is being shaped, refined, and strengthened beyond what you understand. There are moments when your doubts threaten to engulf you, like a tidal wave. Perhaps you question my love, wonder if I truly see you, or care about the depths of your struggle. Know this, I have etched your name on the palms of my hands, carved you into the very core of my being. Not a tear you shed escapes my notice, not a silent plea is unheard. Even in your weakest or most broken state, I cherish you more than words could convey. Let this truth settle deep inside you like a warm, steady flame. It is an unbreakable assurance that you are never alone, even when loneliness threatens to swallow you whole. Child, you might feel like you are wandering through a labyrinth with no exit, each turn seeming to lead either back to the same place or into deeper darkness. Yet I am the light that illuminates your path when you lean into me. Trust does not require that you see the entire road ahead. It requires that you take the next step, knowing I am your guide. Even when you cannot see, I am there lighting your feet, whispering encouragement through the stillness, and holding your trembling hand. You are safe in my presence, and you are being drawn closer to me, step by step, breath by breath. Hear my voice in the quiet moments. I do not demand perfection from you. I desire your brokenness laid open before me, so I can heal and restore what has been shattered. There's no sin too great, no failure too dark for my grace to reach. Your wounds, child, are not scars of shame, but invitations for my mercy to transform you. The pain you carry is not meant to be a burden you bear alone, but a bridge leading you back into the intimacy of our sacred relationship. When the weight of regret threatens to bend your knees, come to me, and I will give you rest deeper than your fears. Often, my dear, I allow silence, not to punish you, but to cultivate a deeper reliance on me. In the absence of audible answers, I am forming a faith that sees beyond the visible and clings to the unseen. This silence is my love language of preparation, preparing you to receive, to discern, to grow into the fullness of who I have created you to be. Do not measure the value of your journey by the noise of immediate results. Instead, treasure the quiet moments of surrender where your soul learns to abide in my peace. If your heart is stirring within you, do not turn away from this divine patience. I am with you when the nights feel endless and the dawn seems distant. Your tears are like precious prayers rising to me, and I hold them tenderly. Every sigh, every longing in your spirit is heard and embraced. You are precious beyond measure, a treasure I delight in shaping through every trial and triumph. Feel my arms around you, sustaining you even when you cannot find the strength for one more step. This is not the end of your story, beloved. It is the place where the roots of your faith grow deepest and new life begins from the very soil of struggle. So, come closer now. In the secret place of your heart, lay down your burdens and rest in the assurance that I am working all things for your good. You are known, you are loved, and there is a purpose unfolding even beyond the veil of your present pain. Allow my peace to seep into the depths of your soul like a gentle rain nourishing a parched garden. I am not finished with you, not for a moment. Let your spirit lean toward me and trust the unfolding even when the picture seems incomplete and the road uncertain. Now pause and breathe in my presence. Let this moment be a refuge where you can embrace my steadfast love and unchanging faithfulness. There in that sacred space, I invite you to relinquish your fears and doubts. Will you allow me to carry your heart today? Will you trust that my timing, though veiled now, is perfectly crafted for your life? Rest in this promise, beloved, and know that I am your everlasting shelter and strength. My dear, I see your heart as it wrestles with shadows that loom large, those moments when doubt and fear assail you, when the weight of uncertainty presses heavily on your spirit. In those hours, when the night seems unyielding and your thoughts spiral into chaos, I am with you, unwavering and constant. You are not walking this path alone, even when the silence in your soul feels deafening. That silence, though it may feel like my absence, is a sacred space I use to prepare you for what lies ahead. You must understand, beloved, that fear, anxiety, and doubt are not signs of weakness, but signals directing you toward deeper trust. They're like the trembling of the earth before a wave crashes ashore, or the faint flicker of a candle in the midst of a storm. These feelings, though unsettling, awaken something within you. They challenge you to reach beyond your own grasp and find refuge in me. It is in these vulnerabilities that your faith gains strength, not by eradication of fear, but through courageous surrender. Consider the wind that howled fiercely across the wilderness, unsettling every branch and leaf. Without warning, it seemed to tear the trees apart, but in truth, it was forcing roots to grow deeper, anchoring life more securely beneath the surface. So too, do your anxious thoughts remind you to root your soul deeper into my truth. They are the storm calling you to trust not in what you see, but in who I am, a steadfast refuge beyond your circumstances. I long for you to release the grip of doubt that constricts your heart. When you hold tightly to fear, you limit the room for my peace to dwell. Bring your weary thoughts before me without hesitation. Speak aloud the trembling questions that haunt your mind, for my ears are attuned to every whisper. Every heartbeat of unease you carry is known by me, and I breathe patience into your breath so you may find calm amid the tempest. In those moments where doubt threatens to overtake you, remember that faith is not passive. It is a quiet resistance. It is choosing to look beyond the fog of uncertainty and believe in the unchanging nature of my love. It is walking forward step by tentative step, even when the path is shrouded in mist. Your courage in these moments is a testament to the work I am doing within you, shaping a resilient spirit poised to overcome. Anxiety often convinces you that you are alone in your battle, but I am ever near. You may not feel my presence as vividly as you desire, but my presence is an invisible cloak of comfort that surrounds you constantly. When the night threatens to devour your hope, remember the dawn breaks silently but surely. The darkness does not conquer the morning sun. It simply prepares it. Each anxious hour passes beneath my sovereign hand, and though the process may be slow, it is purposeful and perfect. Child, there is no need to hide these struggles from me. Vulnerability is not a flaw, but the beautiful terrain where my grace can flow freely. Bring your doubts, your fears, your restless heart into our conversation. Speak to me as you would to a trusted friend, for I am that and more, the refuge that neither slumbers nor tires. In this communion, you will find strength replenished, courage renewed, and a peace that surpasses your understanding. Do not be troubled if answers do not come immediately. Divine timing often unfolds in mysterious ways, yet I am orchestrating every detail with care. The spaces where silence dwells are moments ripe for faith's growth, a preparatory pause that sharpens your spiritual sight so that when light dawns, you will see with clarity. Trust that I am working unseen good within you through every phase of this struggle. My beloved, when anxiety threatens to close your chest and doubt whispers lies about your worth and security, I urge you to lean into my embrace rather than recoil. The measure of your strength is not in the absence of fear, but in your willingness to entrust me with your heart's burdens. You are more courageous than you perceive, for I have made you so. The same Spirit who breathed life into creation dwells within you, offering peace as an anchor for your soul. Pause now and let this truth penetrate the depths of your being. I am beside you in your trembling moments. I uphold you with my righteous right hand and whisper promises of hope into your ear. Will you, my dear child, place your fragile faith in my steadfast love once more? Will you choose to surrender your worries and receive my peace? Let this moment be a doorway to new confidence, where fear's dominion begins to dissolve beneath the weight of my everlasting assurance. Breathe deeply, beloved. Feel my presence as a gentle warmth surrounding you. Imagine my hands lifting your heavy heart, easing the tension in your spirit. This is not a fleeting comfort, but a holy assurance intended to transform your soul. The valley you walk through, shadowed with fear and doubt, will not consume you because I am there, preparing a path through it. I am your light in the darkness and your song in the silence. As you move forward, take a brief moment to commune with me, silently or aloud, confessing your fears and inviting my peace to reign over your heart. This simple act of faith, small as a mustard seed, carries immeasurable power. It shifts the atmosphere in your soul and affirms my presence as your refuge and strength. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from me now. Draw closer and let my steadfast love dispel the shadows of doubt within you. Your faith journey is precious to me, and every trembling step is a seed for the abundant harvest I'm orchestrating in your life. My beloved, as we dwell deeper into your soul, I see the heavy shackles of fear and anxiety that bind your heart so tightly. These fears are not strangers to you. They have taken root through uncertainties that cloud your vision and shadows that stretch long across your spirit. Yet I want you to understand that these fears, though powerful, are not the master of your destiny. They are whispers of the world, attempting to drown out the voice of your Creator. When anxiety tumbles like a storm within your mind, it is not a sign of weakness, but an invitation to lean more fully into the strength I provide. Fear often disguises itself as a warning, a necessary shield to protect you from harm. But I tell you, my child, that when fear becomes the sovereign ruler in your heart, it steals the joy I have placed deep within you. I see how anxiety grips you in the quiet moments, how doubts creep in like unwelcome guests, draping your future in uncertainty. This is the battlefield of trust between you and me. When your spirit shakes, know this: I am the stillness in the whirlwind, the calm beneath the storm. I am not far off nor indifferent. I am firmly beside you, steadying the trembling hands and soothing the restless thoughts. Consider the birds that flit through the sky, not fretting about where their next sustenance will come from. Your Heavenly Father watches over you with even greater care, yet I do not ask you to simply suppress your fears or pretend they do not exist. I desire for you to bring these fears into the light, tenderly exposing them to my gaze. When you lay before me the dark corners of your heart, you allow me to flood them with my peace. This peace surpasses all human understanding because it is rooted in the unchanging truth that I'm wholly in control. Even when the path ahead is uncertain, you're never walking alone. Let this truth settle in you. My presence is your sanctuary from the storms within. Anxiety often grows in the gap between what you want to happen and what is presently before you. Yet, I urge you to wrestle with me in those spaces of tension. Instead of letting your heart churn in restless worry, imagine that you hand over every fear to me, one by one, like delicate petals to the wind. Each surrender is a declaration of trust, a step closer to experiencing the fullness of my peace that I long to pour into you. My dear, surrender is not a sign of defeat, but the doorway to freedom. Let go of the heavy weight you carry. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from this invitation to let me carry what you were never meant to bear alone. I know how sometimes you feel overwhelmed, as if the waves of fear might drown you. But remember the story of the seafarers caught in the tempest, trembling in the darkness as the boat was tossed. I was there in the midst of that storm, commanding the winds and waves to be still. So too will I speak peace over your soul. When your spirit feels fragile, lean into my unshakable strength. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand, a refuge to your trembling soul. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the courage to trust in me despite it. Allow me to remove the mask of anxiety and replace it with the radiant armor of faith. Do you feel that tightening in your chest? That is where I want to breathe my peace most deeply. In those moments when your mind seems a battlefield, whisper to me your fears. Pour out your heart in raw honesty. I am not startled by your weakness, nor am I distant from your pain. I delight to draw you even closer when you are most vulnerable. Through the night of anxiety, I am the sunrise waiting to break forth, illuminating every shadow with my steadfast love. There is no fear too large for my healing touch. Bring your uncertainties to me, that I may transform them into pillars of strength that will uphold your soul throughout the days to come. Child, your fears do not define you. I do. You are my beloved creation, fearfully and wonderfully made, crafted in my image with purpose and love. When fear threatens to speak lies over your identity, listen instead to my voice declaring your worth eternal and unshakable. I will shield your heart and fortify your mind with truth when doubts assail you. Reflect on the times when I have been faithful, through narrow escapes, silent prayers answered, and unseen battles won. Each act is a thread in the tapestry of my covenant with you. Trust that my promises never fail, even if your present does not yet reflect them. Let the memory of my faithfulness light your way amid anxiety's darkness. Now I invite you to close your eyes in the quiet of your heart and breathe in my peace. Imagine it as a river flowing through the deserts of your fear, nourishing every dry and weary place. Picture my hands gently reaching down, lifting the weight of your worries, holding you close in unbreakable embrace. You are not alone, beloved, and you never will be. When anxiety threatens your rest, let this be your prayer. Lord, hold me close. Let your peace reign in my heart. Believe in the power of surrender and the promise of my enduring presence. Will you believe me this time that I am enough to calm every storm within you? Fear and anxiety are familiar foes, but I am your victorious King. Walk forward into your days with the confidence born of my love. Do not let the shadows of tomorrow steal the joy of today. Instead, anchor your heart in the certainty that I am fighting for you, carrying you, whispering your name in every moment of doubt. Trust me to guide your footsteps with tender faithfulness. My beloved, I am the peace your soul longs for. Come to me and rest. For in my arms, hope is reborn anew. My dear child, in the quiet moments when doubt creeps in, weaving its shadow around your heart, remember that even the stars guard their brilliance in the dark hours before dawn. I see the trembling within your spirit, the questioning that tugs at your faith, as if the solid ground beneath you were shifting with every uncertain step. Yet, my beloved, I am the rock that never moves, the unyielding foundation beneath your feet, even when the world trembles and your soul feels adrift. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are not signs of weakness or separation from me. They're invitations, gentle, persistent calls to lean in closer, to reach beyond the surface of your worries and touch the depths of my unfailing presence. You're not alone in this silent battle. I walk beside you in every whisper of unease, every sleepless night, every restless moment that churns within your chest like a storm seeking to be calmed. My peace is not the absence of storms, but my power resting within them. Consider the way the wind shapes the landscape, not by force alone, but through patient persistence. So does my spirit work within you. When anxiety seeks to claim your heart, Bring those fears to me, unfiltered and raw. Do not mask them with words you think will please me, but expose the trembling truth of your soul. I delight not in perfection, but in your honesty. It is in your vulnerability that my strength becomes visible, like sunlight piercing through a canopy, making the shadows retreat. Doubt can feel like a chasm too wide to cross, yet I am the bridge that spans that gap, made sturdy by the promises I keep and the love that will not let you go. Even when you cannot see the path ahead, I am carving out a way beneath your feet. Paths of righteousness and peace, tailored just for you. It is in these moments of uncertainty that your faith is forged into something unbreakable, an anchor deeper than any storm can unsettle. Remember the fields that lie dormant through the coldest seasons, seemingly lifeless, yet beneath the soil, seeds rest, waiting, growing silently in my perfect timing until the moment bursts forth into a harvest. So it is with your heart. Do not fear the silence or the waiting, for in those spaces I am nurturing your faith, expanding your trust, preparing you for the abundant life that lies ahead. Let go of your grasp on control and surrender into the arms of a love that defies all understanding and defies all circumstances. If your thoughts spiral into fear, bring them back gently to the truth I have spoken over your life, that you are held, cherished beyond measure, and equipped with everything you need for the journey. Anxiety does not define you. Doubt does not disqualify you. They are but shadows passing through a light that never dims. You are my child, bathed in my light, called to rise, to walk boldly in the purpose I have set before you. Do not hesitate to come to me with your questions and your unrest. I am the calm in your storm, the whisper that hushes the clamor inside your mind. As the night yields to dawn, so shall your fears give way to peace when you place your heart firmly in my hands. Let this truth settle into your soul, that whatever may come, my love stands unwavering, a fortress for your weary spirit. Will you trust me this time, even when the road is unclear? Will you allow my presence to quiet the tumult within and cradle your heart in peace? Your surrender is the key that unlocks the door to the joy and confidence I've prepared for you. Step into this place of refuge and feel the waves of my peace washing over every anxious thought. Know that I'm with you, now and always, guiding your steps with gentle hands, illuminating your path with a light that darkness cannot overcome. You are not fighting alone. Together, we will overcome the shadows that seek to cloud your mind and weigh down your heart. Reach out to me in your fear, and I will embrace you with a love that casts out all fear. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from these words. Let them penetrate the walls that doubt has built. Let my love break through the silence and bring restoration to every trembling place within you. In my presence, there is courage, and in my love, you will find peace beyond all understanding. My dear child, in the quiet chambers of your heart, where shadows of doubt sometimes linger and whispers of uncertainty call out to you, I stand unmoving and resolute. You wonder why the light seems distant when you seek it most fervently. The stillness seems too profound when you yearn for a voice to comfort your trembling soul. Know this: in the silence, I am speaking, though you may not yet perceive my words. In the waiting, I am weaving a tapestry beyond human comprehension, threading every moment with my divine purpose. This season is not emptiness, but the sacred space where your faith is refined like pure gold, where your spirit is taught to trust with a love deeper than understanding. There is a divine rhythm, a holy cadence that governs all of your days and nights, a beat that calls for patience and surrender. Just as the seed must lie buried in the darkness of the earth before it bursts forth into sunlight and blossoms, so too must you embrace these moments of stillness, It is not a pause in your life, but a gestation, a divine preparation for the harvest that only I can orchestrate. My dear, do not rush the unfolding. The earth does not hurry nor wrestle with the rain, but receives it with quiet expectancy, knowing that from the depths will rise life anew, lush, abundant, and vibrant. I understand the ache of your longing, the urgency with which your heart beats for resolution and clarity. Yet I ask you now, will you receive my timing as a sacred gift? Will you, amid the uncertainty, rest in the certainty of my presence? I am closer than your breath and more intimate than your greatest thoughts. I am weaving you into a tapestry of destiny, even when the threads appear fragile or lost to human eyes. Your waiting is not forsaken. It is the sanctuary wherein your soul learns to rely not on sight, but on faith, not on human schedules, but on the perfect unfolding of my will. In this quiet season, I am tenderly pruning away all that can hinder your growth. The fears that clench your heart, the anxieties that cloud your vision, the impatience that tempts you to grasp for control, these I am addressing with a love that disciplines to bring forth life, not death. Do not resist the pruning, beloved, for it is a sign of my attention and my desire to cultivate in you a spirit strong, resilient, and rooted in me. Consider the gardener who loves the vine and sacrifices its overgrowth to produce richer fruit. So I prune you, not to diminish, but to enhance your brilliance. Feel my arms around you now, steady and unshakable. I hold you in this sacred waiting, this divine silence, with more care than you can fathom. Lean into this embrace when the night seems longest, when your soul feels most restless, and when the answers you seek remain unseen. Your identity is not defined by the storms you endure, nor by the empty spaces where you long for light. Your identity, my beloved, is anchored in me, immovable, unbreakable, eternal. So let this truth settle deep within you now, that your worth transcends circumstance, and your place in my heart secure beyond measure. The waiting, as painful as it may seem, is a sacred portal. It is the threshold between what you have held and what I am about to reveal. It is the silence before the dawn, the hush before the mighty chorus of my promises bursts forth. I am not silent because I am distant or disinterested. I am silent because I am crafting the perfect moment, a moment so rich and redemptive that it will forever alter your understanding of my love and power. Trust in that divine suspension, child. Trust that your unrest is not unnoticed but held tenderly in my hands, being transformed into faith that will roar like thunder within your soul. There are treasures in this season you cannot yet see, treasures of insight, strength, and spiritual resilience. The waiting shapes your character. It refines your prayers. It deepens your dependence on me. I am inviting you to walk this path, not with despair, but with a holy expectancy that I am actively working all things together for your good. My dear child, will you allow your heart to be still, to listen deeply to my gentle voice, and to trust the sacred rhythm of my unfolding plan? You need not have all the answers now. Simply bring your restless heart and let me steady it. Remember the story of the night sky I painted with stars. Some stars shine with a steady light, others twinkle in seeming uncertainty. Yet all are held in the same vast expanse by my hand. So too your life is a constellation, each moment connected by me, your creator and redeemer. Though you may feel like a lone star flickering in darkness, you are part of the grand design, beloved, and your light will shine brilliantly in due time. The wait is not the end. It is the holy process through which your light is prepared to pierce the darkest night. Come to me now with your doubts and your fears. Lay them down before my altar and find refuge in my presence. My peace, which surpasses all human understanding, is not a distant dream, but a present reality, reserved for those who lean on me. This peace will cradle your heart, calm your restless thoughts, and steady your spirit as you wait. Will you believe me this time, that this season of waiting is not a void, but a sacred womb of transformation? Let that promise enfold you, and hold fast to it with unwavering trust. Let your soul rest in me, beloved, even when the road is unclear. Your waiting will birth a strength that words cannot describe, a faith that moves mountains, and a hope that sustains all storms. You do not walk alone. I am with you, before you, behind you, beside you. Let this truth settle in you, a balm for your weariness and a beacon for your journey onward. In your waiting, I am creating a testimony of my faithfulness and your triumph, born not of sight, but of steadfast love. Turn your eyes again toward me. Find me there in the quiet, in the still heartbeats between moments, in the depth of your longing. I am here, always here. Your waiting will not be in vain. Will you come? Will you trust me to fill the silence with the sound of my steadfast love? Let this moment be your beginning anew, a fresh step into the sacred dance of trust and surrender, where I hold all your tomorrows, perfect and sure, in my hands. My beloved, the journey through the shadows of doubt and fear is not one you face alone. I see the tremors in your spirit, the silent battles behind your smile, and the moments when anxiety constricts your breath, as if the very air was heavy with uncertainty. You may wonder why, as you walk a path meant to be bathed in light, the darkness seems to press in from all sides, whispering tales of defeat and impossibility. Yet understand this: within every echo of fear lies the seed of faith waiting to be nurtured by your trust in me. Fear is a relentless teacher, though often it lessens the heart in ways you do not desire. It stretches your understanding beyond comfort, shaping your spirit in the crucible of vulnerability. But hear me now. Fear does not have the final word over your life. It is not a sentence, but a signal, a beckoning to draw closer, to surrender deeper, to embrace the unseen hand that steadies you when your footing feels unsure. When anxiety washes over you like a storm surge, think on the calm I offer beneath the waves, the solid rock beneath shifting sands. That steadiness is mine, and it holds you firmly even when the tempest rages. I have woven your tapestry with care, threading your moments of doubt alongside your unwavering hopes. Like a potter gently molding clay, I am mindful even of the cracks that seem to mar your surface. These imperfections are not flaws, but openings for my light to pour through. When you feel the sting of fear, do not recoil from it in shame or frustration. Instead, invite me to speak courage into the trembling places. Let my voice rise above the clamor of your mind. I am the voice that whispers peace in the deafening silence, the balm for weary hearts longing for repose. Consider the stars at midnight, how each one glimmers most brilliantly in the darkest hours. Just as they do not shy away from the night, so too are you meant to face your fears with the conviction that you are never left to wander in the dark alone. My presence is a constant lantern in your soul's deepest valleys, lighting the way forward one step at a time. You need not know every turn or outcome. Simply trust the movement of your steps when guided by my hand. This trust, I ask, is not naive or blind, but born from knowing me intimately. It is the quiet courage of those who have seen storms weathered before and understand that every swell and crash holds purpose in the story of their life. My dear, when you find your heart quivering at the thought of what lies ahead, pause and breathe deeply with me. Let your spirit rest in the assurance that my love transcends your fears, and that I am orchestrating all things for your good and my glory. I long for you to see fear not as a barrier but as a doorway, an invitation to live more fully surrendered, to walk the road less traveled with a heart anchored in hope rather than hesitation. Each anxious moment is a call to practice releasing control and accepting the strength that flows from dependence on me. The unknown will always have a shadow, but my light can dispel the gloom if you will let it shine within you. Remember, you're not defined by your anxiety or the doubts that assail you. You are my beloved child, crafted in my image, equipped with the indwelling spirit that casts out fear. When you stumble under the weight of uncertainty, lift your eyes to me and find refuge. I am your sanctuary, your bearer of peace, your unshakable fortress. Will you take my hand now and allow me to lead you beyond the walls built by fear? Step into the courage that comes not from your own might, but from the certainty of my unwavering presence. Let this truth settle deep in your soul, transforming the spaces once haunted by dread into places of daring faith. Do not turn away when your heart trembles. Let it be a holy trembling that draws you ever closer to me. I'm with you, your shield in times of trouble, your advocate in the heavenly courts, your ever-present help in moments of weakness. Trust me to carry you when your legs grow weary and your spirit grows fragile. Beloved, in the silence following your prayers, in the stillness amid your storm, remember this: I have not abandoned you, nor will I ever. The courage to face tomorrow is already within you, fed by the eternal wellspring of my love. So rise from the ashes of doubt and embrace the victory I have prepared. You were never meant to walk through fear alone, for you walk with the Creator of courage itself. Speak my name over your trembling heart and step forward with faith. Your future is bright, not because the path is free of shadows, but because my light shines upon it, making all things new. If your spirit is stirring even now, do not turn away. Receive this peace, this power, this promise, and let your fears be transformed into a testimony of my faithfulness. I am here always, unwavering, loving, and strong. Walk forward with me, my child. My beloved, I want you to pause a moment and listen carefully to the whispers of your heart, the quiet murmurings of doubt that sometimes cloud your spirit. Fear, anxiety, and doubt, they are shadows that creep in when you least expect them, weaving their threads into the fabric of your faith, threatening to unravel the tapestry of trust I have woven around your soul. They may descend like a storm in the dead of night, stealing the breath from your lungs and tightening the grip of uncertainty upon your thoughts. Yet I am here, steady and unshaken, your refuge amidst the tempest, your calm in the chaos. Know this: fear has no dominion over you except the permission you give it. Anxiety cannot claim the peace I offer as its prize if you allow my presence to be your anchor and shield. There is a sacred dance between your heart's trembling and my voice calling out to you from the depths of eternity. When doubt invades, remember that I am not distant, nor indifferent. I am the voice that sings over you in the silence, the strong hand that reaches through the fog of worry and pulls you into the warmth of my embrace. Sometimes, beloved, you will not see me clearly through the murk of your fears, but I am never absent. Like the sun behind thick clouds, my light never ceases to shine. It only waits patiently for your gaze to lift. Your trembling is not a sign of weakness, but the stirring of a deeper trust beginning to take root. Lean into the unease, my dear child, and you will find it is a bridge leading you closer to me, a passage you never thought you could cross. Will you let me carry you across it? Anxiety in its nature whispers lies that make your spirit restless. It tells you the future is a wilderness too vast to navigate, that your steps will falter and you will be left alone in the dark. But your future is held in my hands, etched with my promises and lined with unwavering love. The roots of your life extend deep into my soil, nourished by waters of grace and truth. When fear tries to poke its accusing finger, calling your confidence into question, remember that the same breath that formed you is the wind at your back, propelling you forward. Surrender your frantic grasping for control and trust that I am weaving every moment of your journey into a masterpiece of redemption. If your heart is stirring with questions and you feel the gnawing of unease, do not turn away from me. Let me meet you there, where your thoughts scatter and your spirit feels fragile. Doubt's an invitation to deeper faith, not a verdict of failure. When your mind questions my promises and your soul wonders if I am truly near, I draw closer still. I surround you with unseen angels who whisper reassurance and fill the empty spaces within your being. My love is a resonance that vibrates softly beneath the noise of uncertainty, holding you steady when your own strength falters. You are not walking through this season alone. I walk beside you, unseen yet unfailing. The road ahead may feel dim and obscured, but that is the perfect moment to lean heavily on me and see what light I will cast from behind the veil. Faith is not the absence of doubt, my dear, but the courage to trust in me even when your heart trembles. Will you choose to hold on to me through the blurred lines of your fear? Let me remind you that fear and anxiety are not your masters. They are thieves that seek to steal your joy and silence your song. I have given you a spirit not of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. These gifts are your inheritance, a wellspring deep within your soul that no tempest can drain. Your courage is born from this place, from the knowledge that you are my beloved, cherished beyond measure, and held with relentless tenderness. When anxiety tightens its grip, breathe in my presence deeply, filling your lungs with the peace that passes understanding. Speak to your heart the truth of my faithfulness and watch as the walls of worry begin to crumble. If your spirit feels weighed down by unseen burdens, bring them to me without hesitation. I am your resting place, your sanctuary, where fear dissolves and hope is reborn. Let this truth settle in you and hold you firm. I understand how deeply the shadows of fear can wound you, how they seep into your prayers and cloud the reflection of my face you seek to find. But there is no shadow too deep for my light to reach, no night so long it can outrun the dawn I bring. Your anxious thoughts are like waves crashing against the shore of your soul, but I am the immovable rock beneath those waters, unshaken and enduring. When you feel overwhelmed and the weight of the unseen presses too heavy, remember that I have already borne every weight you carry. My grace is more abundant than the oceans, and my peace surpasses the wildest storms inside you. You do not have to wrestle with fear alone. Lean into my strength and find rest in the certainty of my love. Will you trust me with the fears that steal your breath and let me replace them with my perfect peace? I am the voice that calms the storm inside of you, the breath that steadies your racing heart. Anxiety and doubt may shout to you with harsh and relentless voices, but my whisper is the sweetest melody your soul can hear. It is a song of belonging, of unshakable hope, of love that is relentless and all-encompassing. When the night seems too dark and every step uncertain, press your ear close to my heart and hear my promise. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. In those moments, I am inviting you into a deeper intimacy, a sacred communion where you are known fully and loved completely. Will you come to me with your fears and lay them down, letting my presence be the balm that heals your restless spirit? Your path is not without challenge, but it is never without me. Fear may appear like a chasm too wide to cross, but with me, even the most impossible journey becomes a testimony of faith. Anxiety may thicken the air around you like a heavy fog, but I am the light that pierces through, guiding your steps one at a time. Doubt may question your worth and your future, but I declare over you a destiny marked by purpose, overflowing with hope. Embrace these moments where your spirit quivers, not as times of defeat, but as moments charged with the potential for mighty faith to rise. If you feel the stirrings of unrest within you, bring them to me now. Allow me to exchange your trembling for peace, your anxiety for courage. Will you choose to trust in me today? Never forget, my dear child, that I am closer than your next breath, nearer than your heartbeat. When fear whispers lies and anxiety threatens to consume your joy, I am the constant light guiding you home. Doubt may cloud your vision, but my love clears the fog and reveals the blessing waiting ahead. You were not made to walk alone in shadows, but to shine with the radiance of my grace, reflecting the hope and peace only I can give. Accept my invitation to live in the fullness of that truth today and every day. If your heart is stirring, if the weight of worry presses heavy upon you, do not turn away. Come to me and find in my arms the courage to rise above every fear. Now hold this close. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are but temporary guests in the room of your soul. But I, your God, am the eternal presence who will never leave nor forsake you. Rest in me and let my peace reign triumphant over every shadow. Let your spirit be anchored deeply in the knowledge that you are beloved beyond measure, and that every trembling step you take is held in the hands of perfect love. With this understanding, walk forward into each new day with the courage I breathe into you. This is the gift I give you now. Peace beyond the storm and hope that will never fade. Will you trust me enough to embrace this gift and live from this place of unwavering confidence? My dear child, when you find yourself wandering in the shadows of feeling lost, abandoned, or unseen, know that this is not the place where your story ends. I see the hidden places within your heart, those silent cries that no one else hears, the moments when you feel invisible to the world and, even more painfully, to me. But I am closer than your own breath, listening with a love so fierce and tender that it can restore what feels broken beyond repair. There is a wilderness inside every soul at some point, a vast quiet space where confusion and loneliness seem to reign. It is here, in this desolate terrain, where many believe they are truly alone. But I'm with you, walking beside you through every thicket and shadow, guiding you by a light that darkness cannot snuff out. You do not have to brave this solitude on your own. My presence envelops you like the dawn that quietly melts the night away, even when you cannot see it on the horizon. I understand the ache of invisibility, how it can twist into feelings of worthlessness and despair. When the world's eyes fail to notice you, when the voices around you speak but your name is never called, the soul can grow weary, suspecting it must somehow be lacking. My beloved, your worth does not depend on recognition from others. You are made in the image of my love, intricately designed with purpose and intention. The very breath you draw whispers of my creative embrace. In moments of doubt, remind yourself of this sacred truth. You are known, valued, and cherished beyond measure. The hiddenness you feel now is not a sign of abandonment, but an invitation to a deeper relationship. When I seem silent, it is because I am drawing you closer, not pushing you away. Some of the greatest treasures of faith are found in the quiet spaces where distractions fall away and the heart can truly meet mine. This is where I begin to reveal your true identity, not the one formed by circumstances, judgments, or failure, but the authentic self that I crafted before time even began. Ask yourself, what is my soul craving in these moments of invisibility? Am I seeking approval, or am I yearning for my Father's love? The answer will reorient your heart. You were never meant to live for the applause of others, but to dwell confidently in my love, a love that never fades nor fails. Let this truth settle deep inside you. You are never forsaken, never too far gone, never unseen. I see your tears, the silent streams of sorrow that no one else noticed. They don't fall unnoticed. Every tear is held within my hands, and in time, they become streams of healing for your life and for others who will walk similar paths. Your story matters. The pain, the struggle, and the victories that emerge from the shadows. Do not hide your wounds in shame, but bring them boldly to me, for I am the healer of broken hearts. Allow me to transform your scars into testimonies of grace. Remember, even when you feel lost, you're never truly without direction. I am the unchanging compass in a world of shifting landscapes. When the familiar paths vanish and you're unsure where to step next, trust that I have already prepared a way. Sometimes the path will lead you through the wilderness itself, not as punishment, but as preparation. Like the rivers carved through stone, these seasons refine your character and deepen your faith, revealing strength you never knew you held. Will you believe me this time, that your hiddenness is not your end, but the beginning of something beautiful? Will you open your hands, your heart, and your weary spirit to receive the comfort that only I can offer? When your soul feels invisible, I'm unveiling the depths of my love, drawing you into a place where you are fully seen and fully loved, beyond measure and beyond words. In those fragile moments, shelter under my wings and let your heart be quiet. The noise of the world will fade, and the gentle whisper of my presence will grow louder. You belong to me, and no feeling, no circumstance, no shadow can separate you from this unshakable truth. Step forward with courage. The unseen places in your life are fertile ground for my glory to shine forth. Let this assurance carry you through the darkest nights. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Lean into the unending embrace that waits for you here. I'm with you always, my dear child. In every moment you feel lost, abandoned, or unseen, reach out even when you think you can't, and you will find my hand there to lift you up. My love is your anchor and your home, forever unchanging and infinitely tender. My beloved, as we arrive together at this sacred culmination, know that my words are not mere echoes in the wind, but the very breath that formed you from the dust and the desire that carved your soul with purpose and love. You have journeyed through shadows, wrestled with doubts, tasted the bitterness of separation, and inhaled the fragrance of hope that I have patiently nurtured within you. Now, I speak to your deepest core, the place where my voice is heard most clearly, where your heart undermines silence to beat in harmony with mine. You are not a fleeting whisper in the vast expanse of creation. You are the masterpiece I thought of before the beginning, the song composed in the eternal chambers of my being before the world spun into existence. Your identity is hidden with me, a treasure beyond gold or fame, resting safely beneath the veil of my unwavering love. No storm can erase the mark I have etched on your spirit. No night can overshadow the light in which you are draped. In moments when you have felt invisible, overlooked, or cast aside, remember that I have been with you, the silent witness to your tears, the steady hand lifting you from despair. You are my cherished possession, called out and named, beloved beyond human comprehension. I cherish the fragile beauty of your imperfections and rejoice over your courage to rise each morning, despite the burdens you carry. The thread that binds you to me is woven with eternal strength, unbreakable even when the world tries to sever it. Every heartbeat you take is a pulse radiating with my grace, echoing the divine promise that you will never walk alone. When you face decisions that shake your spirit or paths obscured by uncertainty, lean into this certainty. My presence is your anchor and your compass. I invite you now to see yourself through my eyes, radiant, unashamed, and wonderfully made to fulfill the destiny I have penned just for you. The calling resting upon your life is not an accident nor a whisper lost in the whirlwind of existence. It is a clarion call, a radiant banner unfurled across the skies of your soul, beckoning you forward into the story only you can tell. What you fear is not stronger than the faith I have sown deep within you. Let this truth settle in you, my dear one. You are profoundly known and deeply loved. Your life is a sacred vessel of hope and purpose, fashioned to carry light into the darkest corners of this world. I have not forgotten you. I have been crafting your journey with infinite patience and holy precision. Rest now in the peace that surpasses explanation. Trust me to transform every broken fragment of your past into a mosaic of beauty that will inspire generations. Embrace the fullness of your belonging, for in me, you find unshakable identity and eternal acceptance. The wounds you bear will be the testimonies of resilience and grace that define your reflection in my eternal mirror. Go forth with courage. Let your heart be kindled with the fire of divine love, burning away fear, uncertainty, and despair. Your story intertwines with mine, an unending testament to hope, redemption, and unwavering grace. If your heart pulses with this awakening, carry it into the world with boldness and compassion. Believe that you are more than enough, because you are my beloved, my child, fashioned in my image, clothed in my love, and destined for glory. Walk confidently within this truth, and let it illuminate every step you take. Amen. My child, in the quiet spaces of your heart, where shadows seem to linger longer than the light, I see you. I know the heavy weight you carry, the burden of nights that stretch endlessly, the echo of unanswered cries, the suffocating grip of trials that seem without end. Yet, I am drawing near, closer than you can imagine, to whisper a truth that shatters every chain and unravels every knot of despair. Deliverance is approaching. It is not a distant hope lost in some far-off promise, but a present reality, pressing forward through the dark, breaking into your wilderness with the unstoppable force of dawn. I watch with unyielding love as you wrestle with the unseen, the invisible battles that drain your spirit and cloud your joy. I know the moments when your heart feels abandoned on desolate shores, when every step forward feels like sinking deeper into a sea that threatens to swallow you whole. This struggle, you think it's only yours, but I hold it as my own. Your pain echoes within me, your tears are like rivers I cherish. My hand has been stretched out to you from eternity past, prepared to draw you through the storm. Yet you may not have felt it, yet. The threads of deliverance are already being woven around your life, tender and strong, ready to pull down the walls of every prison. Do not mistake the silence for absence. Even when the winds howl and the night seems endless, I'm working within you and around you, orchestrating a movement of freedom that no enemy can arrest. It's not simply about escape, but about transformation. A new birth from the ashes of your anguish. Picture your heart as a city under siege. Every gate battered, every tower trembling. But know this, I am the mighty warrior who has come to reclaim it. I do not stand by as a distant spectator. I enter the battle on your behalf. No force formed against you will prevail because I have declared victory before the fight even begins. Let this truth settle in you. Your current pain is not your last word, nor the final chapter of your story. You may have walked through shadowed valleys and felt the cold touch of loneliness, but a dawn brighter than your darkest night is arriving. It is a dawn bathed in my justice and overflowing with my grace. The deliverance I bring is not partial or faint. It is overwhelming and complete. Like a flood that breaks through every dam, freedom will rush into the chambers of your heart, sweeping away captivity and releasing you into the vast spaces of my peace. I know the enemy whispers lies, that you are forgotten, forsaken, too broken to be healed. But my dear, these lies are the frailest of illusions against the fortress of my love. My voice is louder than any accusation, and my presence is the sword that slices through every chain you thought held you captive. I am closer than your next breath, waiting to embrace you with a love so fierce it consumes every doubt. You are more precious than the finest jewels, worth every effort of my rescue. In you my divine purposes are alive, rising like a phoenix prepared to soar. Do not hide your wounds from me. Bring every fear, every brokenness, every shadowed corner of your soul into the light of my presence. When you do, I will bind up your injuries with healing balm and breathe new life into your weary frame. Deliverance begins with surrender. The moment you release your grip on what weighs you down, you open the door for my freedom to rush in like the torrents of a mighty river, cutting new paths through your barren places. So, beloved, this is your invitation. Lean into my love and trust the work I am doing behind the scenes. Your deliverance is not dependent on your strength, but entirely on my faithfulness and power. Let your heart be still and know that I, the Lord of hosts, am moving mountains on your behalf. Every delay, every silence, every struggle is orchestrating the perfect timing of your liberation. Your chains will fall, your pain will lift, and your heart will leap for joy in the newness I am bringing. If your heart is stirring now, if a glimmer of hope begins to pierce the darkness, don't turn away. Hold tight to me in this promise. Deliverance is approaching, born not of human effort but of divine intervention. I am near, and I will not let you go. You were never meant to endure this alone, nor to remain in the wilderness forever. Step into the hope I offer. Step into the dawn that breaks over your horizon. In the stillness of this moment, take a breath and feel my presence wrap around you like a protective cloak. I'm with you, I'm for you, and I declare that your deliverance is not just a wish. It is coming, it is certain, and it is already on its way to you. Let this truth be the anchor for your wandering soul and the light that guides you through the night. Your freedom is not a distant land, my child. It is your near future, your divine inheritance, your glorious dawn. Will you believe me this time? My dear child, I see the ache that resides deep within your soul, the quiet battles you fight when no one else can see. You carry burdens that weigh heavily, shadows that stretch long into the night, filling your heart with questions and unrest. I understand the tension that grips you, the unrest born from wounds unseen, mistakes remembered, and moments when you felt unseen or unloved. This struggle is not hidden from me. I am intimately acquainted with every corner of your heart, every whispered fear, and every trembling hope. I watch over you patiently, like a gardener tending a delicate seedling beneath clouds, heavy with rain. I know the storm feels unending now, and the soil around you seems hardened and unyielding. Yet my presence is the quiet promise in the dark, the still warmth, holding you gently when the cold threatens to freeze your spirit. Though the night may stretch long and weary, I am there, my hand steady upon your shoulder, the anchor in the relentless tide of turmoil. I do not rush or forsake you. My timing is perfect, woven with grace and infinite wisdom that surpass any human understanding. You may feel that your flaws and failures have rendered you distant from me, that the very weight of your regret has built walls too tall for even my light to climb. But hear this tender truth. No wall is too high, no shadow too deep, no burden too great for my love to reach and redeem. I'm not moved by your perfection or mistakes, for I see you, beloved, in your full humanity and overflowing potential. I embrace you as you are, holding your trembling hands with gentle strength, inviting you to lay down what you have carried alone for too long. In this sacred space between your brokenness and my healing, there is calm that cannot be manufactured or stolen. It is the sanctuary where your spirit finds rest, a place where grace flows endlessly, washing over your soul like a river, freeing the barren land. Let this moment be a breath drawn deep into your very being, a reminder that you do not walk these valleys in solitude. I am the light that never dims, the steady pulse beneath your chaos, drawing you toward peace that endures beyond all understanding. I am not impatient with you when you falter, my dear child. My patience is an ocean, vast and steady, accepting the ebb and flow of your faith and fears. When you stumble, I do not turn away. Instead, I reach down through the mire, lifting you gently with hands that mended the broken and raised the fallen throughout eternity. My love is patient in your pain, faithful in your silence, hopeful in your despair. Allow me to speak softly into the places where your courage feels thin and your hope fragile. I am not condemning you for what has been, but I am inviting you into what can be. A journey of restoration that begins with a single step towards stillness and trust. The wounds of the past do not determine your future. Each scar whispers a story of survival, each tear a testament to a heart willing to keep beating despite the brokenness. Open your heart, dear one, to receive this healing presence. Let my words settle deep within you, like seeds planted in fertile soil, ready to burst forth in new life. Do not rush the unfolding process. Trust that the coming dawn is breaking, even while night seems unyielding. In your quiet moments, listen for my voice, a gentle whisper amidst the roar of your doubts, calling you forward with steady love. I am with you, my beloved, in every fragment of your pain and every moment of your hope. You are not abandoned to your struggles. You are enfolded in my unending embrace. When weariness threatens to overwhelm, lean into me. Find refuge beneath my wings, where you are sheltered in love that does not wane or falter. Though the journey is long, it is never without me, and every step forward, no matter how small, is marked with my guiding hand. Rest in this assurance today. You are deeply loved, extraordinarily valued, and uniquely formed for a purpose that transcends the shadows you face. I am shaping you through every trial and triumph alike. Move gently with my presence, and let your heart open to the peace I offer. A peace that overcomes all fear, quiets all unrest, and firmly plants you on the rock beneath the shifting sands. Will you let this truth fill you now, my child? Will you lean into my steadfast love and surrender your doubts to the gentle power of my healing? The journey may be slow, but the destination is glorious. A life reborn, a spirit restored, a soul redeemed. I am here beside you, whispering courage, breathing peace, and holding you close through every moment. Trust me. Allow my presence to be your shelter and your strength today. My beloved, I see the weight you carry, the silent burden that presses upon your heart like a stone sunk deep beneath still waters. That heaviness of guilt and shame, the relentless echo of your past mistakes, whispers lies that shatter your peace and rob you of your joy. But hear me now. I have not come to condemn you for what you have done or who you once were. No, I have come to forgive, to cleanse, and to restore you to the fullness of grace and mercy. Consider the vibrant tapestry of your life, each thread intertwined by my hands, woven with care, though some strands seem frayed or stained by failure. The colors may seem faded in your eyes because of regret, but I see the unmistakable beauty and strength in your story. Guilt and shame are like shadows cast by a flickering flame. They dance and grow only as long as you allow yourself to dwell in darkness. But my love is a radiant light that does not flicker or wane. It surrounds you, penetrates the shadowiest corners, and renews the fabric of your soul in its warm embrace. Imagine, beloved, a potter shaping clay on the wheel. The clay often becomes misshapen and uneven, marred by imperfections and mistakes. Yet the potter's hand does not release it, but presses gently, reshaping, smoothing, molding it anew into something beautiful and strong. So too, my dear child, I am at work transforming you day by day. No misstep is ignored or forgotten, but none is final. I carry these burdens for you, taking upon myself what you cannot bear alone, and I invite you to lay down your shame at my feet. Let me be your refuge, that sacred place where judgment fades and grace reigns. You might wonder why you stumble endlessly in this struggle with forgiveness. It is because forgiveness must first be received fully from me before it can be truly given to yourself. Accepting my forgiveness is an act of faith and surrender, one that requires asking me to seal your heart in my love, to remind you again and again of your priceless worth. Know that the chains of shame are broken not by your striving, but by releasing yourself into my hands, by trusting me to complete the work I began in you the moment you opened your heart to me. Consider the tale of a great king who forgave a servant an overwhelming debt, not because the servant deserved it, but because love and mercy compelled the king's heart. In this parable, I am your king and you are that servant. The debt you owe, whether from regrets, failures, or missteps, has been fully paid through my sacrifice and grace. You need only accept this gift and live in the glorious freedom it provides. Clinging to shame only repeats a false narrative that you must pay what has already been paid, that you must prove yourself worthy through your own effort. But beloved, my love is not earned, it is freely given. The past cannot be changed, but it does not have the power to define who you are in my eyes. You are made new each morning, a fresh creation with a spirit alive to hope and a destiny destined for peace. I have authored your story with redemption at its core. Forgiveness is not forgetfulness. It is the deliberate act of love that holds your wounds and speaks healing over your brokenness. When you struggle to forgive yourself, come to me and find rest. I understand your pain, and though your heart may be heavy now, I promise you this: healing will come like the dawn, slowly, nearly imperceptibly at first, until the light banishes the night for good. My dear child, embrace this truth. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks your soul's freedom. It pushes back the lies that scream you are unworthy, lost, or beyond hope. It shatters the cage of your own making, allowing your spirit to soar again. Take a moment to bring all your fears and regrets to me, laying them down gently but decisively. Look into the mirror of my love and see not what you have failed to be, but what you have become through my grace. You are beloved, unshakably chosen, and infinitely more precious than the fleeting scars that seem to mark your worth. Let go of the heavy garment of regret. Clothe yourself again in my mercy, renewed and radiant. Remember the embrace of the Father who waited patiently for the prodigal's return, ready to wrap him in love without a word of accusation. That same love awaits you now. You are never outside my reach, never beyond my willingness to forgive and restore. The path forward may sometimes feel uncertain, but forgiveness is the firm foundation on which your feet can stand securely. Will you receive this freedom from me now, without hesitation or doubt? If your heart is weary from carrying burdens too heavy to bear, bring them to me today. lay them at my feet, and trust my hands to lift you up and carry you when you cannot walk alone. Feel the gentle whisper of my voice assuring you that you are cleansed, redeemed, and made whole again. The wounds of your past do not disqualify you from the abundant life I desire for you. My love is an unending river that washes over every trace of shame, leaving only purity and peace behind. There is a fragrant garden within your soul, nourished by forgiveness, where joy can bloom anew. Tend to this garden with care, watering it with the truth of my promises and the acceptance of my mercy. Refuse to nourish the weeds of guilt that choke out hope and peace. Choose instead to rest in my embrace, a sanctuary where your soul can be healed and your spirit renewed. My beloved, this is my invitation to you, a tender call to release yourself from the prison of shame and guilt and step into the freedom of my unconditional love. No matter what chains bind you, my hand is extended, ready to break them apart with love stronger than any sin or failure. Allow this truth to settle in your heart. You're forgiven infinitely, loved unconditionally, and restored completely. Will you take this step toward healing now? Will you open your hands and heart to receive the full measure of my forgiveness and grace? Do not resist my healing touch, child. I am here, always here, waiting to pour out mercy and to renew your spirit. Trust me with your past, and watch how I transform your brokenness into a beautiful testimony of redemption. Let the light of my forgiveness shine brightly within you, dispelling the shadows and giving birth to hope. Embrace it deeply, hold it close, and walk forward in the confidence that comes from being my beloved child, forgiven and free. If your heart is stirring with the possibility of peace, do not turn away. Come as you are, for I am ready to heal and restore every fragment of your soul. My beloved, I see you deeply and completely as you wrestle with the shadows of guilt and shame that cling to your soul like a heavy fog refusing to lift. These burdens you carry, though they feel immovable and relentless, were never meant to define you. I know every silent tear, every whispered confession in the quiet corners of your heart. I know the weight of regret that presses down on your spirit, distorts your view of yourself, and conceals the light I have placed within you. But listen to me now, for I am speaking tenderly into the core of your being. Forgiveness is the bridge I have built, just for you, spanning the chasm of your perceived failures. Guilt is a relentless accuser. It echoes with the voices of your past mistakes, shouting accusations that convince you are unworthy of love or redemption. Shame, its companion, weaves a cloak of invisibility around you, urging you to hide, to retreat, to believe that what you have done or what has been done to you is something that makes you less than cherished. Yet I say to you, my dear child, there is no sin or sorrow so great that my forgiveness cannot cover it. I am the God of new beginnings, the one who delights in washing away the dust and grime of your transgressions with the infinite river of my mercy. Do you realize the depth of my compassion? It is vast enough to hold every misstep, every broken promise you have made to yourself or to others. When you come to me with your heart cracked open in humility, I do not turn away. Instead, I lean in, full of grace and understanding, ready to heal the wounds that you have carried in silence. The burden of guilt often convinces you that you must earn my love through endless striving. But my child, my love is a gift, not a reward. It is yours to receive freely. Let this truth settle deep within your heart. You are not shackled by your past, but set free by the power of my forgiveness. It may feel as if you have been branded by your mistakes, but I am the one who writes your true story. Your past does not dictate your future, because I have given you a new identity in me. When you accept my forgiveness, You embrace the reality that you are made new, a vessel of grace, a testimony of redemption, a reflection of my endless love. This transformation is not merely about wiping away your faults. It's about unveiling the radiant spirit I have created within you, one that can glow brightly despite the scars. My dear, forgiveness is the key that unlocks the prison of shame, allowing you to walk boldly into the fullness of all that I have destined for you. Consider the beauty of restoration. What seems broken can be mended. What feels stained can be cleansed until it shines again. I do not just offer a temporary reprieve from your guilt. I offer a complete restoration that touches every part of your being. Like a master craftsman who gently reshapes a cracked vessel, I am at work in your life. I gather the pieces of your shattered heart and bind them together with threads of love and grace. This is not a hurried process, my dear child, but one that unfolds with patience. As you yield to me, I weave strength, hope, and courage into the fabric of your soul. You will see in time that the very places that once caused you shame will become areas where my glory shines brightest. I know the journey through guilt and shame is not easy. It can feel vulnerable, requiring you to confront truths that are painful and to step into an unfamiliar light. But remember, my presence is with you every step. You are never alone in this process. My spirit walks beside you, whispering words of comfort, gently reminding you of your worth and urging you forward toward healing. Even when you stumble and fear that you have fallen too far, my love reaches down to lift you up. There is no shadow so deep that my light cannot penetrate it. Trust in my grace, beloved, and take the step toward freedom. Would you let me soothe the torment that guilt brings? Will you open your hands and release the shame that clings so tightly? This act of surrender is a profound declaration of faith, an acknowledgement that you can't heal alone and that you trust me to complete the work. As you do this, you clear space for my grace to flood your heart, renewing your spirit like the morning sun, chasing away the night. Feel my forgiveness as a warm embrace around your weary soul. Know that I do not hold your past mistakes against you, but rather I hold your hand and draw you into a future filled with hope and grace. There is a hidden power in forgiveness. Not only is it a gift from me to you, but it is also a light you carry to others. When you allow my forgiveness to transform you, you become a beacon of hope for those still shackled by their own guilt and shame. Your story, once marred by mistakes, can become a testimony of redemption that speaks loudly of my mercy and love. My dear child, can you see that your healing is not just for you, but serves the purpose of glorifying me by reflecting my boundless compassion? Let this understanding ripple through your soul, and do not resist the touch of my forgiving love. I am here to help you shed the heavy garments of guilt and shame that weigh you down. I am here to clothe you instead in garments of praise and freedom. You are my beloved creation, not defined by your failures, but by my unchanging, everlasting love. Will you believe me this time? Will you receive the forgiveness that I pour out freely upon you? Hold tightly to this truth. Let it anchor you when the tides of doubt or sorrow rise. Remember that I delight in your restoration, and that nothing, no mistake, no sin, is beyond the reach of my mercy. Your guilt does not separate you from me. Instead, it invites you deeper into my heart, where healing flows and grace abounds. Step into this place, my child. Release your shame into my hands, and watch as I transform it into a banner of victory and freedom, just for you. My beloved, I see the burdens you carry, the quiet weights that press upon your heart like shadows in the twilight. Fear has found a place within you, weaving its tendrils through your thoughts and whispering doubts that erode your peace. Anxiety creeps in like a relentless tide, its waves tossing your spirit upon a restless sea, and sometimes you feel lost in a tempest, without a lighthouse to guide you home. It is in these moments that I draw near, knowing the fragility of your human frame and the intensity of your inner storms. I am not distant, nor indifferent. I am the sovereign calm that tempers the chaos inside you. Consider how even the smallest seed trembles beneath the soil before it breaks forth in brilliant life. Your fears serve not as chains, but as soil, rich, dark, waiting for the spark of my spirit to ignite hope beneath their surface. This trembling is not defeat, but preparation, a sacred shaking that loosens the grip of doubt so that your roots may grow deeper. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but one of power, a trembling root that will anchor you through the fiercest winds. I know that sometimes your heart races with images of possible pain and failure, as if your mind were a battlefield where victory is uncertain. But I am your shield, the invisible armor that no enemy can pierce. When anxiety threatens to drown you, lift your gaze beyond the mountains, beyond the horizon that traps your vision in confusion. I hold every moment in my hands, even the ones laden with uncertainty. When darkness encroaches, remember that the stars shine brightest in the night sky, and I have placed many stars in your path, lighting the way even when you despair they are too few. There is a sacred stillness within my presence that I beckon you to enter. It is not the absence of noise or turmoil outside, but the deep peace that flows from being known and held by me. When anxiety swells, come quietly into this refuge I prepare, deep in the sanctuary of your soul. There, fear loses its voice, and I whisper truths to your heart. You are beloved beyond measure, infinitely cherished, and infinitely cared for. This love is not conditional or fleeting. It is as eternal as the heavens themselves. Remember the times when you thought you could not endure, yet you did. Those moments are testimony to my sustaining power. Each breath you take is a gift from me, a chance to rise again from the ashes of worry and step forward in courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the divine decision to trust me in spite of it. If your heart quivers with uncertainty today, let it be fuel for prayer, for drawing near to me, and for surrendering all your anxieties at my feet. In this act of surrender, you will find unexpected strength, steadiness born not from your own might, but from my everlasting arms. My dear, do not shrink back in shame for the battles you fight inside your mind. Fear and anxiety are not signs of weakness, but invitations to deeper faith. When you feel the ground shift beneath your steps, remember that your foundation is not on sand, but on the rock of my unchanging love. This foundation cannot be shaken by the storms of doubt that assail you. I am the refuge for your soul, the shelter to which you can always run without fear of rejection. Pause and listen now. Hear my voice cutting through the noise. I am with you. I have not abandoned you. I am the peace that surpasses understanding. These words are not empty tokens, but lifelines. Let them anchor every trembling thought, every pounding worry, until the storm within you quiets to a gentle, steadfast calm. You were made for more than survival. You were made for triumph in the midst of trials. Your heart is a battlefield where divine valor is born. If your spirit is burdened by relentless fear, bring it honestly to me. Share with me all the things that shackle your heart, the what-ifs, the shadows of failures, the silent terrors you dare not speak. In this sacred exchange, I exchange your fear for faith, your anxiety for assurance, your trembling for peace. I will lift you from the shadows and set your feet upon a higher ground where fear has no foothold. Open your heart wider in this moment to receive my peace. Close your eyes and imagine my hand resting gently upon your trembling spirit. Feel the warmth of my presence flowing through you like a river of calm, washing away the debris of worry and renewing your essence with hope. This is not a fleeting comfort, but a deep well of restoration that will nourish you each day you walk through shadows. Will you choose to stand in this peace with me? Will you believe that the fears that torment you do not define your story? You are my beloved, destined to shine through the darkest nights. Let this truth settle in you now like a radiant flame that fear cannot extinguish. Take a moment to breathe deeply, to surrender your anxious thoughts into my hands, and to walk forward with the confidence that I am your unmovable rock. In place of fear and anxiety, I will give you courage and resolve. Do not turn away from my invitation to trust fully, for in surrender you will discover the freedom your soul has longed for. Fear is not the end. Beloved, it is the beginning of a deeper journey with me, a journey where you learn to lean entirely on my perfect love that drives out all fear. Embrace this road with your heart open and your soul eager. I am with you every step of the way. My dear, there are moments when the veil of fear, anxiety, and doubt descends upon your heart like a shadow in the deepening twilight, the kind of shadow that blurs the path ahead and whispers deceit, telling you that you are alone, that the storms you face are too fierce, and that your footing is unstable. I see this struggle within you, this internal tempest where hope feels fragile and the weight of uncertainty drags your spirit down. Yet, I want you to feel my presence as unyielding light breaking through every cloud, as a steadfast hand reaching out to steady you when you falter. Fear often speaks in the language of not enough. Not enough strength, not enough time, not enough clarity. It nails your heart with every what if, each question casting heavy shadows on the promise I have whispered to your soul since before your first breath. Anxiety can make your mind a battleground, a chaotic arena where worries wage war against peace and doubt becomes a thief that steals the rest I desire to give you. But my beloved, I am the one who calms the wild seas and hushes the howling wind. I'm the safe harbor where your spirit may anchor firmly when life's storms rage wild. You may feel as though you are drowning in uncertainty, as if the waves of your fears will pull you under, making it impossible to breathe or cry out for help. Yet in that very moment, I invite you to lift your gaze beyond the crashing waves, beyond the shadows, and find me watching over you, patiently guiding you toward calmer waters. I have not abandoned you. I have never turned my face from your struggle. Your trembling heart does not escape my notice. Each beat is a sacred melody I cherish. Understand something important. Fear and doubt are not foreign to faith. They often come to test the foundation that was laid deep within you when you first accepted me as your refuge. These uneasy feelings are invitations not to despair, but to lean deeper, to hold tighter to the truth that shines through the dark, my unwavering love for you. Fear attempts to isolate, but I call you into communion with me. Anxiety urges you to run, but I beckon you to rest in my timing. Doubt whispers that you are forgotten, but my spirit roars, eternal assurance that you are eternally seen, deeply known and profoundly beloved. Take a moment now, my child, and feel this. Even in your doubt, I am present. When your breath hitches with anxiety, I am that steady breath beneath your own, sustaining and renewing. When fear claws at your courage, remember I am the lion of your salvation, roaring strength into your soul. This is neither a promise of a life devoid of fear, nor a guarantee that doubt will cease. Rather, it is the truth that you will never face these shadows without me beside you. My light forever chasing away the darkness you cannot yet see beyond. Notice how often the rushing winds and towering waves in stories become metaphors for trials. Picture yourself not as a small boat tossed aimlessly by storms, but as a cherished vessel crafted by my hands, designed for resilience and endurance. The storms, harsh and real as they are, cannot destroy you, because I have built you stronger than you know. This inner strength, wrapped in grace and faith, is the anchor that holds you when fear tries to uproot your hope. I invite you now to a sacred practice of surrender, which is often misunderstood. Surrender is not weakness or defeat. It is the brave act of releasing anxious hold on what you cannot control and instead placing your trust firmly in my hands. Like a child who slips their tiny hand into their parent's steady grasp, your soul can find rest in letting go. Fear will try to shout louder in the silence you create with me, but hold fast. You are learning a divine art, the art of trusting me in uncertainty. I know you have questioned whether you're strong enough to persevere, whether your faith will carry you through the darkest nights that your heart now faces. Know that strength is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move with me despite it. Faith is not certainty, but trust, a sacred step into the unknown alongside me. The journey through fear and anxiety is a transformative passage, not a place to dwell forever, but a crucible where your spirit, like refined gold, emerges purified and shining brighter. Look, beloved, to the stony paths you have walked before, where you felt weak and weary. Did I not carry you then? Are you not still here because I have carried you, cradled you through every gust of fear? Whatever sorrow or dread in your past was met with my steadfast arms, and this will not be different. You are never more alone in your doubt than you are deeply loved and held by me. If your heart is stirring now, if the shadows of fear and anxiety still press upon you, I ask you to come closer. Rest in my presence. Tell me about your worries, your hesitations, your trembling questions. Lay them at my feet. Trust that my love is bigger than every terrifying thought, greater than every crippling doubt. This moment of surrender is itself a victory, a tender breakthrough where peace begins to take root, where your spirit learns again the melody of my faithfulness, even when you cannot see the entire path. Rise gently, my dear child, with the courage that has always been within you, even when hidden beneath layers of worry. Your soul's journey through fear is not a detour, but a vital step toward the fullness of peace I have promised. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a triumph of trust over trepidation, a quiet revolution where your heart comes to rest in my unshakable love. Will you place your trembling hopes in my hands today? Will you believe that even the darkest night is only the prelude to dawn? Let this truth settle deep within you, that in every shadow of fear, I am the light that never goes out. Draw near to me, child, and breathe in peace, allowing your soul to be steady, to be still, to be clothed again in my strength. Your journey through fear is also a voyage into deeper intimacy with me, a sacred place where faith transforms the uncertain into sanctified hope. Trust me here, and you will find a wellspring of peace that will never run dry. Lean into this moment. The weight of your doubts and anxieties is lifted as you trust the one who holds tomorrow. Let go, beloved, and come home to me where fear finds no purchase. Your heart is cherished, and I will never fail you. My beloved, I see the quiet wars that rage within you, the subtle, gnawing shadows of doubt and fear that whisper lies so clearly in the dark, but falter in the light of my presence. You have carried burdens too heavy for one soul to bear alone, and yet you have tried, haven't you, to stand firm, to trust the unseen and the unheard promises I have placed within your heart ever since your first breath. Fear and anxiety often feel like cruel masters, binding you in chains forged by your own restless thoughts and the echoes of an uncertain tomorrow. But listen closely, for I am not distant in your moments of unease. I am the lighthouse that stands unwavering in the storm, and I am calling to you now, louder than the tumultuous seas around you. I offer refuge, not because your fears are insignificant or because I ask you to pretend they do not exist, but because I meet you within your trembling, I meet you within your questions, and I meet you within your weariness. Do you know why fear's voice feels so overpowering? It preys on what you do not see, what you cannot control, like a storm cloud unfurled overhead. But, my dear child, everything you fear is not greater than I am. Imagine the vastness of the sky that holds the storm, the endless expanse that contains the rolling thunder and lashing rain, yet it remains firm and unshakable. So too is my presence in you and around you. I am the stillness beyond the tempest, the unfailing calm that does not diminish when the winds howl. It is in the still moments where your heart listens most deeply, where your spirit can finally catch its breath and find peace. Do not be afraid of the storm, beloved, but trust the steady hand that holds you through it. Doubt is often the shadow cast by the brilliance of faith not yet fully illuminated. It is not a sign of weakness, but a passage toward deeper understanding. When you feel uncertain in your steps, or question the path before you, know that you are entering a more profound season of trust. Remember the story of the one who stepped onto turbulent waters at my invitation. His eyes faltered, his heart wavered, and his hands began to sink. Yet I reached out instantly, my grasp firm and sure. Just like that beloved soul, you are never beyond my reach, no matter how far your fears may pull you. I invite you to step forward once again with trembling feet, if you must, because it is in the act of stepping out that your faith grows beyond the confines of safety and certainty. Let your eyes find mine even when you cannot see the path, for I am your sure foundation and your unfailing guide. Within your anxiety beats a profound yearning for security, for assurance that the chaos will not consume you. My dear, your desire for peace reflects the imprint of my own heart within you. I have placed a longing for rest and safety deep in your soul, precisely because I am that rest and safety. You are not made to wander in fear, to remain shackled by doubts. I'm the refuge your spirit craves, the fortress your soul can dwell within. My love is not conditional on your strength or your ability to overcome. It is a relentless, gentle embrace that never lets go, even when you feel abandoned by your own courage. Take heart, beloved one. Trust is a seed planted within you, watered by my spirit. Though it may tremble and seem small, it has the power to grow into a mighty tree under my care, its roots stretching into eternity. Think, too, of the many times in your past when fear stood at the gates, threatening to take your peace. And yet you emerged, standing still, breathing deeply, moving forward. Those moments are not only victories for your memory, they are testimonies of my faithfulness. I was with you then. I am with you now. Each breath you take as you face the unknown is a sacred moment of surrender and strength. You need not be fearless. You need only lean into me when your courage falters. When the tides of worry rise, call out to me, not as one who has mastered emotion, but as a child who trusts their father's love to carry them through. I hear every sigh, every whispered plea, and I am with you in the midnight valley and at the dawn's break. The shadows of fear often disguise a deeper need, to feel seen and understood. My dear child, I see you. I have woven every thread of your existence into a tapestry of purpose and beauty, even if that design remains hidden from your eyes today. There's no corner of your heart too dark or too broken for my light to touch. Let me in to reveal the wonders I have prepared for you beyond this valley of fear. Remember, even the garden sleeps in winter, appearing lifeless and cold, yet beneath the frost lies the promise of spring. Your anxieties are like the frozen ground waiting for my warmth to bring forth new life. Rest in this truth, beloved. I'm patiently nurturing your soul's emerging peace. Belief is often the choice made in the quiet spaces between your racing thoughts, a gentle yes that whispers against the storm's roar. Will you believe me this time? Will you allow my words to seep beyond your defenses and become the armor that shields your heart? Faith is not blind. It is the courage to look beyond what is visible and trust the one who holds all things in his hand. When fear shouts, lies, that you are alone and abandoned, I am the still voice reminding you, I am here. When doubt clouds your vision, I am the light breaking through the storm's thickest clouds. When anxiety threatens to consume your mind, I'm the peace that surpasses understanding, quietly enveloping you. My dear, you do not walk this journey by your strength alone, nor is it meant to be so. Your vulnerability is the doorway to my strength. Let this truth settle in you. Your fears are not the enemy. They are the invitation to deeper intimacy with me. Walk through the trembling and allow my love to fill every empty space, for I desire more than anything to carry you close to my heart. Trust me in the night and the quiet, in the waiting and the wondering. I have not forgotten you, and I never will. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Lean into me, fear and all, and watch how I make a way where there seems to be none. Let us move forward together, step by trembling step, knowing that you are cherished beyond measure and never forsaken. I am your refuge, your peace, your great and loving King. Will you take my hand today and find rest in my faithful embrace? It is here, my beloved, that your soul will find its true quietude, and your heart will begin to soar again. My dear, I sense the weight that anxiety and fear press upon your heart, as if a storm, relentless and unyielding, is sweeping through your soul, leaving you breathless and unsettled. I see you, trembling beneath the shadows of uncertainty, wrestling with questions that swirl like tempestuous winds, questions that whisper doubt and fear when you ought to be resting in peace. Yet, even as the tempest rages within, know this: I am with you, a steadfast refuge that no storm can overcome. Fear is a force that seeks to erode your confidence in my promises, to undo the firm foundation of trust I've gently built within you. It comes disguised as caution, but in reality it steals your courage, leaving you vulnerable to the shadows of your own mind. Anxiety, the restless companion of fear, whispers lies about what is coming, what could go wrong, and how you might fail or be alone. But my beloved, these voices are not from me. I am the calm in the raging sea, the unwavering light piercing the darkest night. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Consider the valleys you have walked. Were you not accompanied by my presence? Even when the path was steep and uncertain, I was your grace beneath your feet, your breath within your lungs. The heart that fears is a heart that forgets who has held it from the beginning. The hands that have shaped you know the plans they have for you, plans brimming with hope and a future. Do you remember how I have turned your trials into triumphs? How despair has been transformed into joy in due season? These experiences are the armor against the lies fear tries to tell. When doubt creeps in, do not fight it alone. Bring it to me. Lay it bare in the quiet chambers of your heart. My love does not recoil at your brokenness, but draws you closer, healing the fractures with tenderness and truth. Let this be your refuge, immersed in my presence, your spirit's sanctuary, where fear cannot enter. When you feel small and powerless, remember you are cradled in the palms of the Creator, whose strength is made perfect in weakness. This paradox is your hope. Your weaknesses invite my strength to shine. I invite you to surrender your anxious heart to me fully. Surrender is not defeat, but a victorious release. A sacred exchange where you lay down burdens and take up peace. Trust is the bridge between what you see and what I'm doing behind the veil, weaving a tapestry of grace in your life. When your mind races with what-ifs, anchor yourself to the truth. I am orchestrating every moment, even those you cannot understand now. The silence you perceive is my sacred pause to prepare you for the joy ahead. Let your heart be still enough to hear my whisper. In quiet moments, my love speaks louder than the clamor of your fears. Close your eyes and imagine a gentle river flowing through the chaos. Its waters clear, cool, and steady. This river is my peace, carrying you safely to the shore of confidence and calm. Drink deeply from it, for it nourishes the soul that thirsts for reassurance. Do not be afraid to lean into my embrace, where you are cherished beyond measure. Fear and anxiety urge you to control, to grasp at certainty, like a frail reed in the wind. Yet, child, my strength is perfected in your surrender. Release your tight grip on outcomes and rest in the unshakable truth that I am governing all. Like the mother eagle who carries her young on soaring wings above the storm, I lift you high, far from the reach of fear's claws. There, amidst the heavens, you find clarity and the courage to face each day anew. If your heart is stirring with the desire for peace, reach for it now. Invite me into the chambers where fear lurks and let my light flood every corner. I do not promise an absence of troubles, but I promise to be your refuge inside the storm, your peace that surpasses understanding. Breathe in this assurance. Let every anxious thought be like a leaf carried away on the river of my love. You are not defined by your fears, nor are you captive to your anxieties. You are my beloved, created with purpose, held with power, and called into a destiny only you can fulfill. I have placed within you a spirit that can rise beyond the noise, soar above the doubts, and rest in confidence born not of this world, but from my eternal presence. Embrace this truth and find your strength in me. Will you believe me this time, beloved? Risk laying down the fears that have bound you and step into the peace that awaits. The journey is not easy, but you are not alone. I walk beside you, guiding each step with gentle love and unshakable faithfulness. Take your fears by the hand, and together we will tread the path toward the light of hope and the joy of trust. Do not turn away from this moment of invitation. Let my voice quiet the storms within. Lean into me, your refuge, your deliverer, your peace. I hold you close, and my love will sustain you through all that lies ahead. Let this truth settle in you and become the foundation upon which you stand unshaken. My dear, there are moments when the weight of feeling lost, abandoned, or unseen presses so heavily upon your spirit that it threatens to consume the very light within you. I know this burden intimately, for I have witnessed how it can shroud your heart in shadows so dense you question if my presence even lingers near. But I am closer than your breath, nearer than the pulse beneath your skin. When you wander in the wilderness of loneliness, when silence stretches vast and merciless all around, I am the constant whisper of hope, the unshakable presence that refuses to let you go. You wonder if anyone truly sees your pain, if anyone recognizes the depths of your struggle. Perhaps the faces around you are blank or hurried, and the arms that once held you tight now seem distant or unable to understand. This aching solitude can feel like exile, a removal from belonging, as if you were cast beyond the boundaries of love and acceptance. But My dear child, I tell you solemnly, there is no place you could hide from me, no corner so remote where my eyes are not fixed upon you. I see the tears fallen in secret, the silent prayers whispered in darkened rooms, the trembling hands that ache for comfort. I see it all, and my heart breaks with yours. The feeling of abandonment wounds deeply. It questions your worth, stirring voices of doubt and despair saying, I am not enough, I am unworthy, I do not matter. But beloved, your worth is not measured by human recognition or the flickering attention of the world. Your value is etched into eternity by my loving hands, declared by my unchanging covenant of grace. You are infinitely precious, a cherished treasure crafted with purpose and profound care. When you feel unseen, remember that my eyes trace every contour of your being, capturing your essence in a divine portrait of love. Let this truth settle in you before the lies of loneliness distort your vision any further. In those seasons when loss or neglect scream louder than hope, when abandonment threatens to silence your soul's song, I'm the steadfast refuge for your weary heart. I surround you with a shelter of unseen angels. I'm the hand that steadies you when you falter. I'm the gentle voice that beckons you beyond the darkness to a place of peace. This is not a promise made lightly. My presence is a fortress, a sanctuary no human circumstance can breach. Even when others withdraw, I remain still present, endlessly patient, holding you close with a love that never tires. You do not walk alone. The path you tread, though strewn with thorns of rejection or neglect, lies fully within my gaze. I have counted every step before you even began. I have ordained the journey's length and marked the milestones unseen by human eyes. Trust that the feeling of abandonment is not my final word. In time, you will perceive my hand weaving a tapestry where every thread of solitude transforms into connection, every tear into joy, every moment of darkness into radiant light. This does not diminish your pain, but it promises that your story is far from over. I am writing it with eternal ink that no eraser can erase. If your heart is stirring amidst this heaviness, do not turn away from me in frustration or despair. Reach out even when your voice is trembling or broken. Your loneliness is not a sentence, but a season that I will redeem. Allow me to carry you through it. Lean into the truth of my abiding presence. Feel my spirit wrap around your spirit with tenderness stronger than any earthly embrace. Even when you falter in faith or wonder if I truly see, I remain steadfast, inviting you to come deeper into my shelter. I am longing to restore the broken place inside you where abandonment has taken root. I will fill those empty spaces with my glory, light them with my presence, and nurture them with my unfailing love. The scars you bear from feeling unseen or unloved will not define you. They will become marks of my mercy and proof of my work of restoration within you. Stand firm, my child, against the lies that whisper isolation and rejection. Cling tightly to that promise that you are held, wholly known and eternally cherished. Speak to me whenever your heart trembles under the weight of these feelings. I yearn to hear your voice, to respond with comfort and clarity. Know that your existence radiates significance in my kingdom. You were never abandoned, even when shadows told you otherwise. The broken pieces of your longing are precious to me, and I am crafting a masterpiece of belonging from them. Will you lean into me now? Will you allow me to be the eyes that truly see, the heart that fully understands, and the hands that faithfully uphold you? Trust in my presence to dispel the darkness of feeling unseen. Let me heal what loneliness has fractured. Draw near to me and find refuge in this truth. You are never forsaken. Your value shines brightly in my sight, and your place is secure in my everlasting embrace. Let this truth become your anchor through every season of solitude and every whisper of doubt. I'm with you always, even until the end of time. Your story is woven within my love, and no feeling of being lost or abandoned can erase that. Hold on to this reality, beloved. It is not a fleeting comfort, but an eternal bond. When your heart feels hidden or neglected, know that you are forever visible in my sight, forever close in my presence. If your soul is stirring, if your spirit aches for reassurance, come to me without hesitation. I am here, always waiting, always loving, always ready to reveal to you the fullness of my care. This is my promise, my gift, my unending devotion to you. My beloved, as we arrive at the heart of this sacred conversation, I want to enfold you once more in the immensity of my love, an ocean without edges, a warmth that neither time nor circumstance can diminish. You have journeyed through valleys shadowed by doubt, climbed heights where faith felt thin and airless, and walked through moments of silence that felt like abandonment. Yet here you stand, not by your own might, but cradled in the vastness of who I am, a presence unshakable and unfailing. Remember, my child, that your identity is not a fragile construct built on accomplishments, approval, or even your own understanding. It is rooted deeply in my unchanging nature. You are mine, crafted with intention, called with purpose, beloved beyond measure. You are the daughter or son of the Most High, marked forever by my breath that formed you from dust, and my spirit that ignites life in your veins. Nothing, no trial, no fear, no shadow cast by your own mistakes can erase the truth of your belonging to me. I know the burdens you carry, the scars hidden inside you, the restless questions that wake you in the night. I see the thoughts that threaten to drown you, the wounds that still bleed unseen. And I am here, not as a distant judge, but as the healer who knows every broken place intimately. I come to restore, to renew, to set you free from chains that have felt endless. There is no sorrow so deep that my grace cannot reach, no night so dark that my light cannot penetrate. I am with you always, closer than breath, more faithful than the rising sun. In your moments of doubt, when shadowed fears whisper lies about your worth, turn your eyes to me. Let my truth wash over your weary heart like a river that never runs dry. You are more than your failures. You are a living testimony of my redemptive love. You are the echo of my promise that nothing is impossible when we walk together. Trust this, even when the road before you seems blurred or daunting. Trust that my plans for you are woven with hope and a future designed for blessings. I am not finished with you yet, beloved, not by a long shot. There is a purpose in every stumble and a destiny awaiting you beyond the valley. I am the potter, and you are the clay, malleable, precious, and infinitely loved. When the fires of life press upon you, know that they do not destroy but refine, shaping you into a vessel of enduring beauty and strength. Your story, uniquely yours, is written with my hand, and it will echo in eternity. Do not cling to shame or let guilt weigh down your spirit any longer. Those burdens were nailed to the cross, conquered by my sacrifice and resurrection. Embrace the freedom I offer freely and walk forward boldly into the destiny I prepared for you before the foundation of the world. You are forgiven, you are cherished, and you are called to shine my light in dark places that desperately need hope. My dear, rest in this truth. You belong to me. Your identity is unshakable because it rests in my unchanging heart. Wherever you are, whatever storms rage around you, I am the anchor holding you firm. You do not walk alone. My spirit will guide, comfort, and strengthen you every step of the way. Now, will you receive this truth into your deepest being? Will you let it transform the doubts that have clung to you and awaken the boldness spirit within. Stand with me, confident in who you are, my beloved, deeply treasured, eternally chosen. If your heart is ready to embrace this fullness of love and identity, carry it with you boldly. Let it be your song, your refuge, your armor. When the world tries to whisper lies, remember who you belong to. When fear presses in, feel my hand upon you, steady and sure. And when this message stirs something in your soul, when it breathes life where there was weariness, I invite you to share it with others who may need to hear these words. Save it close, return to it often, and let it remind you of the unbreakable bond between you and me. This conversation is a gift, a seed planted deep in your spirit. Nurture it with faith, and watch how your life blooms with purpose and peace. You are forever mine, beloved beyond all measure. Walk boldly in that truth. Amen.